right, and welcome to another special edition of the Pitre Dish. Tonight we have some great guests with us. We got Craig Ahrens and we have David Espinosa. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that this is Suicide Prevention Month, and please to donate to your favorite charity. It doesn't have to be necessarily mine because I have my charity up in the top corner in the logo, but donate to a charity right now, since especially the economy and things out there, charities are hurting. So just donate to your favorite charity. That's all I have to say about that. And if y'all want to donate to me, and what my cause is, we're a 501c3, we're nonprofit. Everything goes back to the mothers. So with that being said, Craig and David, they both are co-owners, I believe, with CRA Entertainment, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And they've done some great movies, movies which I've seen. Just the only one I didn't see was Love in Quarantine. I haven't seen that one yet, but I've seen The Evil Down the Street, I've seen The Crumbs, and I've seen Demon Fighter. Loved them.
Right on.
So, and if y'all ever want to promote,
which one was your favorite?
I like Demon Fighter.
Why?
I'm a demon fighter myself. I'm a demonologist, so so I liked it. I mean, I was all into it. But hey Beth, how you doing? And there's Miss Shannon Rogers. How you doing, Shannon? So please tell us about your, with CRA Entertainment. What is CRA Entertainment? What is CRA Entertainment? And
well, it stands for Creative Renegade Artists, and the simple version, David and I make feature films. The one film you mentioned, Love in Quarantine, is kind of interesting on that film. David came up with that idea. Was it the last day, David, or second last day?
It was a couple of days. Yeah, the shooting of Demon Fighter, we were on set, and I started thinking, man, this is horrendous. What if you were stuck with somebody that you really thought you loved, and then down the line you figure, I can't stand this person. And yeah, don't do that.
What happened?
That's what Love in Quarantine was about. Yeah.
There's Mr. Brian Leverty. How you doing, Mr. Brian?
Hello.
And
we actually set Love in Quarantine up to deal with a lot of issues, social issues, that we thought we could bring out regarding the characters, their nature, their purpose, what they do. So it's a biracial couple's been married for 20-something years, love each other, devoted to each other, but all those little pet peeve idiosyncrasies, those things that bug you about somebody, like they never do a certain thing the right way. And on a daily basis, you can deal with it if you're not around it 24/7.
Right.
This makes it unbearable, intolerable, and they're in each other's throat. So it's a romantic comedy that starts out this way. They're together, and then they grow apart, and then we bring them back together. Most romantic comedies start out, they're apart, looking for each other. And then through obstacles, they try to find each other. That's boring. So we thought, let's put them together and have them try to kill each other.
Matt's over there like, I gotta watch this.
No, I was sitting there thinking that sounds like a documentary to me.
Hey, I'll tell you what, we got a write-up by a clinical sociologist who said that we were dead on in the representations of the characterizations and the issues that we dealt with. And she was citing textbook pages and sections as to what to back her thing. I was so blown away. We never intended that, but I was so flattered, as was Craig. We started saying, yeah, that's it.
That's exactly it.
That's exactly it.
I love those moments.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, completely intentional.
There you go.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of us podcasters out here, we're like amateur filmmakers ourselves. Like you just seen the opening for the shows. You know,
Right, it was great.
Cut all that
Very
stuff
nice.
together. Matt does a great job on a lot of this stuff. I mean, he makes commercials and everything else just off his computer. I mean, it's just like, wow, some of the stuff.
No. I'm actually amateur, like pre-amateur. Like, no, I just throw crap together.
Well, I got to tell you, at the end of that opening, that toilet with that tongue, I was like, ah!
See, what Howard fails to mention is that's actually his legit toilet. He says he has a bidet, but that's
Well, whose tongue is that?
no,
That's pretty funny.
actually, I got to interject with this one. Brian Laverty here. It was so funny. He was hyping up about doing this role and everything else. We were all happy and
Yep.
you know proud of him. And then literally the same day, same day, he gets murdered. I'm like, well, that was quick. I was like, you look good for being murdered, though. I'm telling you.
And I'll tell you,
wow.
these actors that do these movies, I mean, I was fortunate enough to interview the girls from The Evil Down the Street, and the sisters, I believe they were. And
Right.
I had them on the show, and they were, I mean, different times, and they were both. One showed some interest in it, the other one was scared shitless. I mean, she was like,
Was it the younger one?
it was the younger one.
Sparks? Yeah. She's a really,
Yeah,
really
Sophia.
sweet lady,
Yeah,
young
she-
girl. Well, young woman. She's a dancer as well. She's extremely talented.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. But it's like just because they do these horror movies doesn't mean they actually like the paranormal. They just act. That's what they are. That's what they get paid to do, and that's what they
That's
do.
it.
That's right.
So you might
Exactly right.
see Arnold Schwarzenegger out there, and he might be looking butch on film, but you know he might like ladies' underwear. I don't know. I don't know. It's him.
God, I sure hope. I
You
sure
ain't
hope-
right. You ain't right. You got a new conspiracy theory now, thanks to that.
How you like these? They with a little lace in the front.
Do they make my butt look small?
Why he's holding a cigar? You know?
Oh,
that's
shit.
funny.
Give him some nipple tassels. Let him go at it.
Well, you got some you can borrow
Yeah,
after
that's fine.
he comes finding you after that comment. You can just give them to him.
Those are my nipple tap. Nobody messing with my nipple tap.
You can share them. You can share them, Howard.
No, they stick on one person. I got them crowned out and everything. They're perfect.
You know, Ray and I are leaving that alone.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
We know when to go silent.
She knows. I mean, you have to wear them. I mean, especially down here. I mean, it's just you sweat so much.
Well,
It's
you know what that
salt.
tells me? You're going to have a long and wonderful life because she obviously loves you a lot.
She puts up with me. That's all.
There you go.
I say the same thing about my wife.
Well, you know what? You two should watch Love in Quarantine because that's exactly what it's about.
I don't.
It's a dramedy. It's funny. It's horrendous. It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh. It'll anger you. And that's why we liked the film. We thought it was timely. We got some flack over it, but so what? You know, that doesn't mean anything to us.
What's up, Anthony?
Yeah,
we got a lot of people watch the shows. I mean, and they. And by the way, guys, if you're doing a podcast show, and you're watching this tonight, if you want Craig and David on your show, they're excellent people, great guests. Send a message to me, or a message to Craig, and he'll set it up with you. I would imagine, right, Craig?
Yeah. Reach out to us, and we're always around. We're accessible.
And it always really helps and encourages us if you watch our movies first.
Yep. I watched. I mean, I just started watching when I found out Demon Hunter was coming out. I was like,
Cheap solicitations, man.
I was ready for it, man. I was like,
I do the same shit on my show, so don't worry about it.
Hey, we're getting to the point where we're going to start paying people. You know what I mean?
But you know
All
what
right.
though? It sounds like from your guys' movies, I don't need to give my wife any more ideas because this is hers.
Oh wow.
and it's right here in the basement, right next to me. So,
Whoa.
Shannon.
yeah.
I see what you wrote. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, dear. But yeah, watch the movie so you can laugh off that crap.
And if you ever want to see Shannon's story, she actually cried when she watched it. It was on a Ghost Ruined My Life. I think it's on Discovery, or was it Discovery, or was it Travel Channel? I think it's Discovery. She says, "I'm not sorry, I'm free." But
It's a good way to look at it.
She actually was tormented and beyond belief. I mean, she's been through a lot. Just this spirit
Wow.
that actually did these things to her, and they actually did a show about her.
Wow.
So you can
Oh
watch.
my
that.
gosh.
Yeah, there you go. That's your next movie, Shannon. You want to do some acting? Yeah, series premiere was on Discovery and the Travel Channel.
Oh, great.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's really something.
and that's the owner of Paralinks, Mr. Stephen Woodard and his wife, beautiful wife, and Almighty Grace, Crystal Woodard. And then of course, Mr. Brian Laverty, he owns Parapost.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Right on.
So you have a lot of owners of networks in here too that do a lot of podcasts. They have a lot of podcast shows with them. So
Very
this
cool.
is actually being streamed out. We're streaming out on about 7 platforms right now,
Which
and that's not including shared.
I was going to ask you actually about that, Howard. Are you on Parapost Network Central right now?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I didn't know you were not.
Yeah, I put all my shows on there.
Well, I just shared it out. The Parapost.
Yeah, I put it on there. Yep.
I
Sure
figured.
did. I just got to
That's
get my
good.
YouTube channel beefed up. I got 11 people.
I shared your YouTube, so that might help.
Oh, that worked. Yep.
Shit.
Got a lot of shows on that thing, dating back to whenever. I got a question here. This is from Sarah Russell.
Squeakers.
Squeakers. When did you first start producing films?
Well, together, what, David? 5 years?
Yeah, about 4.5, 5 years ago.
Yeah, together. Yeah, our first film was Evil Down the Street,
Mhm.
followed by The Crumbs, Demon Fighter, then most recent, Love and Quarantine.
So I got a question for you, gentlemen. Then, so what kind of obviously you're a little bit more into like the paranormal horror genre. What got you into that, and why did you choose that?
Well, Craig wrote a script, and this was just prior to me meeting him, and it was dealing with that issue. And that's how we started, the evil down the street. But
Okay.
I think for me, a primary reason is I love the audience. They're faithful. They won't beat you up even if you produce some crap. They'll tell you, "Well, I watched it and it wasn't bad." And, but it's such a great audience. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have one. But as to genre choice and all that, we're open. We have scripts that are Westerns, scripts that take place like in Vietnam. We're all over the place. We think our mission is simple: to entertain, to inform, and to enlighten. And the most important aspect of that is to entertain.
Right.
If we can't hold your attention, you're not going to pay attention. And so anything we hope that you will be informative, you won't catch. So what's the point? But that's our goal in any way possible. And we never lose sight of that to the point where we don't make decisions about what we're going to do based on whether I wrote it, he wrote it, or I love it or he loves it. That's not it. It's based on what would our audience appreciate? What would they like? And that's how we decide stuff.
That sounds a lot like, and I think Howard and Jackie will agree with me, that sounds like a lot of our podcasters, myself included. That's why we do these shows. I have my own show, and actually I'm on, I think, what now, 3 or 4, but that's why we do it. It's entertainment. You get to interact with the audience, like what we're doing right now with everyone asking questions, and we just enjoy it. I've said on my show numerous times that these podcasts are like therapy for me. It's a
Ah,
great
sure.
opportunity to be yourself, to interact, to have some fun, and honestly, I know we don't script anything on here on the Petri Dish, but on mine we don't either. And you never know what you're gonna come up with. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's really good. It's really good interactions with your guests, with the audience, and it just makes it so worth it. And then there's some that, like you said, David, are just complete, shit. You have your shows.
What are
It's
you gonna
like
do?
Call it a shit show.
that. You're just describing like my first 6 months of podcasting. They always say go back and look at where you came from. I'm like, no,
Yeah, I don't know
I don't
about
need.
that.
I mean, my first podcast show, I was on there like,
At least you were probably stable. I was
and I
in a
got
freaking
4 people
car.
watching the show. It was like, yeah,
I was in a car talking to myself.
I've done that. I've done a show in a car. I've done shows sitting on my toilet. I've done shows sitting in the bathroom and in the bathtub naked. I don't care. I mean, I'll do a show anywhere.
It wasn't that toilet in your opening, was it?
No, it could have been.
Hey.
Yikes.
I'm still trying to figure out how you got my ex on there. On that video. I don't know. That one that's upside down crawling back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he got that. Some leaked video footage. I don't know.
But yeah, the fun part is when we do these podcasts, we don't get paid.
Yeah.
The cheers, the crowd goes wild.
It costs
The
us
crickets
more
go
money.
wild.
And that's what sucks about. I mean, it's great. It's a great hobby to be a paranormal investigator, but it's an expensive one. I mean, the money I put into doing paranormal investigations, I could have bought me 2 or 3 boats, probably
Wow.
a little RV or something.
Yep.
So, a little travel trailer or something. Yeah, it costs a lot. And then you go to these places that they charge you to go investigate. I mean, it's just a lot of money. And by the way, next year, guys, we're doing it's the 3rd annual Fear Fest, but the 1st annual for us, which is a Paranormal Swamp Investigations team. We're doing a Fear Fest Paracon type thing in New Orleans. And we're trying to do it in downtown. I'm looking at some venues right now. We're going to have people come in, guest speakers and stuff like that. We're going to have booths. You can actually sell stuff out of your booths and stuff like that. We sell booth space and all that stuff. And we was looking at the Marriott right now, which is a big place on Canal Street, right downtown New Orleans. So, I mean,
Wow.
so we're thinking big. We're going to try to do big. And we're going to be looking for sponsors and stuff like that. And that's going to be in 2023. So if y'all are interested, let me know. Y'all can come, hey, we might even be able to show you the movie or something. I don't know. Whatever y'all want to do.
Okay. All right. Well,
Cool.
thank you.
Let's see. I definitely have a movie idea for you about a she-devil on top of a mountain trying to conquer innocent souls by digging deep in the bowels of hell, summoning evil creatures. I guess I should put that in the book first. Man,
Now that sounds like my ex.
Steven, if Crystal sees that, she's going to kick your... Oh, and that's Mr. George Shoplin. Hi, George. How you doing, sir? He's out there, and he lives in California way. I believe in the Los Angeles area. Big.
Near me.
He's a awesome gentleman. Awesome gentleman. Talk to he doesn't talk it. He preaches it, and he lives it. Para-unity and stuff like that. So he's a great investigator. So
Very cool.
and, let's see. Shannon says, "I'm in. I can't wait." All right.
I'm gonna try to make it down there, Howard.
Sounds like
do my
Mike's-
damnedest.
So, Howard, I have a question for you. You're talking about it takes a lot of money to do what you do with investigations.
That's always.
Okay, everybody. Okay, cool. So what stands out to you is, as you have done whatever number of investigations. Is there one investigation that, and this would be for any one of the three of you, that you've done that really stands out, that made you scared or really uncomfortable or just totally freaked you out?
That's a good question, because I've been asked this before. And I mean, I've actually thought about some of this stuff. It depends. I mean, when you're not much of a paranormal investigator if you're going in and investigating and you run away. You know, it's like a firefighter is scared of fire and he's not going into a house. You know, you have to run towards it. You can't run away from it.
Dude run syndrome.
Yeah. That's what I talk about my beautiful wife here. She's an awesome paranormal investigator. We went to Myrtle's plantation. And done some investigating there. We caught some stuff, a lot of personal experiences. I'm out in the back of the field, and it's just me and her. And I had a little flashlight on my head, and I had a K2 and a mail reader. She had a little K2, and we were just trying to find hot spots, and we found a couple of cold spots and stuff like that. Well, along this tree line, it looked like fireflies at first. It just started popping, and then all of a sudden, the fireflies got more intense. I said, man, that's unusual, because it's this time of the year in Louisiana, we don't have that. And I just kept watching, and all of a sudden you just seen a silhouette of this person coming out, and you could see, looks like it's a long stick. I guess it was the rifle, and you could see the large brim hat. Walk out, and this one goes to the left, and another one comes out, different entity, and it has a smaller hat and goes to the right. And it's Confederate soldiers that are all around in there. And
whoa!
I turned around and I said, Jackie, you see this? And I turned, and she was right on my shoulder now. She was right behind me, like she is right now. I turned around and I looked, and she was 500 yards and left me in the fucking woods by myself.
Bye, baby. Good call, Jackie.
Yeah. So that's Miss
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I started that.
But the most intense, I guess, I've ever felt. I mean, I've been pushed, scratched. I've been, I had attachments and everything. But the one that actually touched me, that didn't scare me, but it just kind of melted my heart, is when it was at Myrtle's plantation, and I'm sitting in a closet, and it's pitch black, and I'm with a friend of mine. He's a co-owner with everything with me, Mr. Gabriel Herrera, and he has a strong Spanish accent, and he says, I said, what? He says, get in the closet. Get in the closet, and the room's already dark, and this closet's even darker, and you can sit in there, and that's where it's in the Myrtle's plantation. It was the children's room, and it had a whole bunch of, which I don't like, ceramic dolls. And so I'm sitting in this closet, and I can't see my hand in front of my face at all. I mean, I'm standing there looking at it. You just can't see nothing. I'm asking, this whatever is there, move a ball, or because I'm on night vision. And at that time, I yelled and I felt something touch me. And I said, Gabe, did you get that? Did you get that? And we went back and looked at the footage, and there was orbs. It had like 2 or 3 orbs that were floating around me. And this one little orb came down and touched me on the arm. And when it did, that's when I said, did you get that? Did you get that? It felt like little fingers touching my hand.
Oh,
Whoa.
And that's the one that actually, it gives me goosebumps to this day. That when the little girls actually touched my arm.
that sounds sad more than scary to me.
And that's why I say it touched my heart. It broke, it actually a heartbreaker, if anything. So
Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to get scared. I mean, people, who's that doing the Shriners Temple in Kansas, and they had this temple got all kind of weird past, and they done weird stuff in this place and stuff. And there's an old pit, and nobody I'll go in the pit. Let me go in the pit. I'll go in the pit. No, you don't go in the pit. That ladder's not sturdy enough. No. I'll go in there. I don't care. You just stick me in. I'll go in the closet. I'll go in the attic. I just do that type of stuff. And then there's a lot of these investigation teams. They do what they call fear challenges. Like if you go to a hospital and you're doing the morgue, You go sit in the body where they put the bodies at in the body
Mhm.
drawer. They'll do that. They'll get chained up, putting different type of straight jackets and stuff, and leave you in a room by yourself. So it's all part of it.
I love that
Wow.
stuff.
And you do the investigations too, right, Matt?
I do. I've been in the paranormal field for 16 years. I've actually
Wow.
done over 400 homes and business, well, clients. I've, both residential, commercial. Um, I've been to a lot of different places. In reference to your question, though, is about as far as being scared. At first, it is a little intimidating because it's not something you're used to. It's you're stepping out of your comfort zone. I mean, yeah, most of us see the shows and it seems like a lot of fun, and it really is. But what you don't see is you getting adjusted to that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest lessons you learn is the environment is the same during the day as it is at night. It's the exact same. So if you can be there during the day, you can be there at night. And it's just overcoming that. And I'm like Howard in the sense where I don't really back down. I figure if something's going to happen, it's good evidence. If
Mm-hmm.
I've always told everybody I've investigated with, hell, if I'm up on the ceiling, spinning around on the ceiling fan, don't help me record that shit. That is good evidence. If I
Yeah.
end up against a wall, record it.
Yeah.
I think the only time I've ever taken a step back is I ran into what I like to call a true demonic. It showed all the signs. It had everything. And I actually just said that for safety reasons, we got to back away. And we got a hold of the church and everything else. But that was probably the only time. I mean, for the most part, like I've gone to jails, I've gone to cemeteries, I've gone to hospitals. I was at the Queen Mary. I was at the USS North Carolina. And I don't, it doesn't bother me. I
Yeah.
figure this, if I'm afraid of these spirits, then why am I in this field?
Yeah.
They're humans. They're just like anybody else. They're human souls for the most part. We're trying to find out what happens after death. We already know the answer. Is there life? We know that. We know there is. Otherwise, who the hell are we talking to? We're trying to find out what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're afraid of that, you probably shouldn't be in the field because you're gonna find some answers in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So
You mentioned the Queen Mary. What was that
yeah.
like?
It wasn't like what you see on TV, and it wasn't until like I know Ghost Hunters did it. Taps they've done the Queen Mary. I know what's his face did it, and I'm not gonna mention his name because that's gonna get me all sorts of. But let's just say Ghost Adventures. Want to hit him? I cannot stand that man at all.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Talking about Zach Baggins.
oh, you need
I'll
to shut
say
the
his
hell up.
name.
Fucker. I will say that on every show I'm on. I will out investigate him any day of the week. I don't care where it's at. Be a
Mm-hmm.
cardboard box. I'll out investigate him. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was. I don't go in thinking of the spirits. Like, what am I going to find? Who am I going to talk to? I go in for the history of it. You're walking in a piece of history, and you let the spirits come to you. If you're sitting there, you're trying to poke and prod them like a sideshow attraction, they're going to walk away from you. They want nothing to do with you, or they'll attack you, or you'll have something negative. I like to just go in and just let them come to me. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. But but it's still you're still in a piece of history. Like I live in Pennsylvania. I live real close to Gettysburg. Just to stand at the battlefield and just think about everything that happened and all the events, it's just amazing. It's just all awakening, and it's great. It's an experience that you will never be able to forget. And on top of that, being an investigator, you're talking to these people that lived it. So I like to think of almost like an active historian.
You can't believe everything that you see on television either.
No, and plus most of those shows, like I was talking with I think Brian Laverty, if you're still in the room, I think it was either Satori Haas or Cherie Marie that said it, but I think it was Cherie Marie. They said that they're there for like a week at a location, and they condense all that into a half hour, 45-minute show. And you're there 8 to 12 hours a night. That's a lot of footage. And God bless
Yes.
them, let them do it. I'm not
It's a
doing
lot of
all that.
evidence to go through.
But it's not what you see on TV. It's not like Paranormal Activity. It's not. I mean, you're not going to go out every time and get something. But if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't.
And what I want to get back and what you touched on is that with Zach, everything's demonic. Everything's the
Natural
devil,
reflex.
the demon. I've been a demonologist for a few years now. I might have seen one, maybe two cases of something that's truly demonic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where you had to try to get somebody to bring in the church or someone like that. Which I'm a pastor and I'm an ordained minister, so I mean, I do that. But if you 90, it's like 98% of them. There's a dog tapping on.
I thought that was Jackie.
Yeah.
No, it's like 98% of them. It's not. The best way to put it is who you are in life is who you're going to be in death. Now, if you're a good person in life, you're going to be a good person in death. If you're an asshole in life, you're going to be an asshole in death.
Y'all
And that's
screwed
what
then.
you do. Yeah, and you're going to have that. And you're going to have people. And that's what it is. It's just evil. It's not demonic. It's just an evil person.
Can
So
I
you
ask you a
have
quick question?
Sure.
Because you've been talking about demons and you've been talking about the behavior and stuff like that. In Demon Fighter, Jeff Hatch plays the demon, or plays the human being that's possessed by the demon. What did you think of his performance?
Right.
It's a movie. Okay, that's why I'll just put it that way. It's a movie.
Well, did
And
you
it's-
like it? I mean,
it's
did you think
it
it
was
was off
entertaining.
the wall or?
It was entertaining. No, if you get something something that's truly this God, anything can really happen. A demon can kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's something that's never been born. It's just
They actually tried to model him after a real demon.
right.
And so we actually did some research on that demon and what he's about. And that's what this is about. It's based on some true events that took place in the 1500s, 1600s in England.
Right.
We were a little bit, I was concerned about people like yourself who have these experiences as an audience member going,
It's a movie. I mean, it is what it is. It's like me doing that to The Exorcist. I mean, you think all demons are going to spit pea soup at you or something? It's
Maybe.
not going to happen. Really.
Yeah, I'm the worst person for a horror movie. I will tear them apart. My wife actually gets annoyed with me. The last one we watched was the most recent Conjuring movie. The entire time I was sitting there, said the Conjuring movie, and he disappeared. But anyway, I literally sat there going, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was kind of close to what was happening. And I was like basing it off of the Warrens and
sure.
what we know. So I just kept going back and forth. And my brother-in-law kept going, Matt, is that real? Matt, does that actually happen? And I'm like, well, yeah, it can. And I'm giving him a lesson on demonology during the movie. So my wife gets really upset with me. But I have not seen your movies yet. I will say that yet. I will be checking them out. But the honest to God truth, and I think any investigator will back me up on this one, it is really, really difficult to cap. Hi, Jackie.
Hi,
You take her. Speaking of demons, you take her. I don't want her. But it's really hard to capture and embody a possession or any type of paranormal activity on camera unless you've actually experienced it. Because with demonics, and correct me if I'm wrong, Howard, but from what I understand in my experiences, every demonic is completely different. You have little warning signs that we look for, little red flags, but with each demon having their own identity, that's like saying every investigator is the same. You can't actually replicate that without actually experiencing it yourself. But I mean, there's been some that's close, but I wouldn't say there's anything that's been right on. And nothing against your folks' movie. Like I said, I have yet to see it.
If y'all want to experience something that's close to, I know David lives in Sacramento area. Craig, you live in the Los Angeles area, or do you live in Sacramento area also?
Orange County, adjacent to LA.
Okay. You might
Studio
want
City.
You might want to talk to David Oman. David has his house. It's right built on this next to the property where Sharon Tate was murdered. That was with Charles Manson and all that stuff.
Mhm.
No, that'd be in my area.
Yeah, the
Right.
Tate LaBianca murders, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be up in,
And
that's in my
his
area.
house, actually, we had some 2 young paranormal hunters, very young. They call them the Ghosty Girls. They are ages what now? They're 10 and what 13, 10 something like that.
Yeah.
And they're the Ghosty Girls, and they've been in his house numerous times, and they've actually seen Sharon Tate in his house, Rudolph Valentino. I mean, his house is very, very active, and
Wow.
I mean by celebrity.
Now, David, you said you were in Sacramento.
Correct.
I actually work with a team that's not too far from you. They're called Forget Me Not Paranormal. They would be an excellent resource if you'd like to reach out to them. And I know they're doing a lot of investigations as well. And if you'd like to experience it firsthand, they'd love to have you come out. They're a great group. I trust them entirely. But I mean, like I said, it's really, unless you get out and experience it yourself, it's really hard to replicate. And again, nothing against your guys' movies because I haven't seen them yet, but
You need to watch them. They're awesome. They're good movies.
I will actually watch them. And
Let me tell you how we feel about movies, watching movies.
yeah,
Okay, before all this streaming service and everything like that, you guys remember that. You went to the movies, and it was a gamble each time you went. You walked up, you bought your ticket, you got excited, and then sometimes you walked out of there pissed off because the movie was crap.
Yep,
Well, guess what? You bought a ticket.
mm-hmm.
that's right.
You got your money. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. And Craig and I, straight up, we're not a hobbyist. This is not our hobby. This is what we do.
Yep.
So that's rather important as a perspective for us because we are truly dedicated to creating the best we can create with what we have.
Yeah.
And we're a couple of broke guys. We don't have a lot of money. I mean, we've spent a couple $100,000 on 4 films, on all 4 to make them. I mean, that's no money. That's no money. I'm telling you. And we pay all the actors. We pay all the crew. We feed everybody all their meals. We house them. We transport them. We act like a professional production company, only we're broke. So we try to really focus on the little things, the details for authenticity in what we're doing.
Right.
And it will drive our actors and our crew crazy, but our audience appreciates it. And we always look at it this way. I can't tell you how many films in my lifetime I've seen that I said, oh, that was crap, but they got money.
Yeah,
It's just the way of the business. So we keep that perspective alive. We know people have different points of view and perspectives about things, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Some people say, well, why'd you cast her? And I'm like, well, she's the only one auditioned.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
But you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I like what you're saying about you're so true in that you can't expect something and you can't even try to predetermine what will or won't happen. And that's what makes it so interesting, that you don't know what's going to happen.
The way I look at it, if you like independent films, to me that's what basically, to me, that's what it looks like. A lot of independent films that y'all make, and it's not big budget. You don't have Paramount on your back, or you don't have one of these big movie production.
Right.
Of course, you don't work for them, and then you don't own that. So, like you said, you have to do what what you have, make what you have, and the stuff that y'all do is quality work. I mean, I have to say that. So, I mean,
thank you.
hats off to y'all.
Thank you.
We try not to suffer the art for the ego.
Right.
So we don't make decisions based on whether I like it, he likes it, we like it. We don't do that. It's always an objective question. Maybe it's not an objective response because we're doing it, obviously, but it's always an objective question. What do we think an audience member would see? Demon Fighter was originally written differently.
Right.
I wrote myself in as the lead. And then after we were going to do the film, then Craig and I looked at it one day and I was talking to him. I said, nobody want to see my old ass doing this. I said, we need to rewrite this and make it for a younger guy, which is what we did. And we recruited Master John Ozuna. He's an actor, fight choreographer, world record holder, Guinness Book of World Records,
right.
Areas, martial arts. He's done a lot of other films, Venom, Matrix. I mean, he's doing stuff right now. We thought, hey, all right, this will work better. But we learned something on this shoot, that when you hire experts, you have to expect their expertise to be number one. Everything else is number 2 and 3 and down the line. He's an action star. He's into fighting and all of that kind of stuff. He wasn't a serious actor. So we worked with John because I felt that he could take direction. I gave him I auditioned him a couple of times. We changed it up, and he was able to come back and get at what I was wanting. And so I said, all right, we housed him. We kept him right there on set where our main set was. His room was upstairs. He stayed there, and I worked with him every single day on what we were working on.
Right.
So it's not an easy process, but it certainly is a rewarding process, because at the end of the day, Craig and I feel very comfortable, regardless of how good or bad it is, that we did the best we could do with what we had at the time.
And I think that's exactly like we stated earlier, just like these podcasts.
Yeah.
Like we don't have, I don't have the high end equipment. I have what I have, and I enjoy what I do. And there's others who I've seen in this field and in these communities, in Paralinks and Parapost, who they go off their phones. They do podcasts off their phones. But you know what? Who cares? Mm-hmm. I've even said this, and you guys touched on it earlier. You don't have to have the skills. Just be entertaining. Be entertaining to your audience. And I've said that numerous times. When you go on an investigation and you're doing these types of podcasts or live investigations, the same exact way. Be entertaining. If nothing's going on, because we've gone out, and I think we all have, we've gone out on an investigation, and excuse the pun, it's been dead. There's been nothing going on. If you are doing a podcast, you have to realize that your audience, you have to put up something your audience will want to watch and be involved with. So if you understand you're being in front of a camera, like we are, be entertaining. Have fun with it. And if you can't, why are you doing it?
Well,
you want to be entertaining. You want to be entertaining, but you also want to be able to teach.
Exactly.
That's how that's why I do the things that I do. It's crazy. It's zany, but I'm also trying to slip in a message also. And
it works. I'm an adjunct professor at a couple of colleges here in California, and I teach a range of subjects from acting to contract law. And one of the things I found, especially in the more sophisticated cases or classes like contract law, you got to entertain them.
Oh, yeah.
I tell jokes. And then I say, now, look, this joke is associated with this situation. So when you come to a question with that situation, remember the joke about the old lady. Mm-hmm. They go, and, you keep them engaged.
Right.
And at the end of the class, people would say, man, that was really hard shit, but I had a good time.
Yeah.
That's
And
it right on.
that's why I started doing these podcasts. Like, there's a reason why I really like Paranormal Consultant. I mean, that's what my wife and I came up with. Um, but the reason is because you got to be entertaining. Like, if I can't teach something, I can. If I can't help people out, if I can't do what I want to do and have fun with it, why am I doing it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like Howard in the sense, and I think this is why him and I get along. We both like to have a blast. We like to have a lot of fun, but at the same time, we can flip that switch to make it serious.
Mhm.
And teach. We can just basically say, no, listen, time out. Let me tell you. Or as Chrissy likes to say, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Let's put the dildo away and let's show you what we got.
I still have that
Hey.
unicorn. I have that unicorn picture still.
I've actually had one on here, David. I stuck it on my forehead, looked like a
Mhm.
unicorn. I mean, and it was funny.
What'd you call it? A horny corn?
Oh, that's a good one. He's giving me ideas. I like him.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, he's
that-
just warming up.
Chris was asking the question: is there a movie that y'all like more than any of the other ones that you've made, and why?
A zillion. I didn't make them. That's why. No, I'm being bad, Crystal. There's plenty of movies. As far as horror movies go, Amityville, I loved that movie. It scared the bejesus out of me. Alien, I loved it. Predator, I consider those horror movies, by the way. Okay, I don't like chop films. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one, upset me. Last House on the Left upset me. Because I believe they were really events that happened.
Right.
And I am the guy who will just suspend my disbelief and I will feel it. And so I got to really be careful about what I watch because it does affect me. I do have, I don't have nightmares or anything, but I certainly have very strong opinions about stuff like that. I don't like chop films where they're just chopping up girls for the sake of doing it.
Slasher movies.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
right.
I don't like the slasher movies myself.
I don't either. That's not entertaining to me, killing people like that. Yeah.
Little House of Wax I enjoyed.
House of Wax, which the
I-
original one?
Yeah, the one with Paris Hilton, just because she got her
Oh,
head
okay,
chopped
not
off.
the one
I
with
just like
Vincent
that one.
Price.
No,
Vincent-
no.
The original
That one
House
was
of
good.
Wax was Vincent Price, and guess who else was in it?
It was
Very famous actor who later on became the guy who was gosh, see, that's what happened. I told you we're old. It reaches a minute where it turns into 5 minutes because you don't know what you're saying.
Someone just said fire.
That's my
based
show.
on a true story too. I mean, it is a true story. Fire in the sky. Matter of fact, I'm trying to get. I know Mike Rogers, Michael Heston Rogers. He was actually portrayed by Patrick. What's his name? He played in Terminator 2. He was a cop. I can't think of his name. Patrick something or something. Patrick. But I know him. He's a personal friend of mine, and I'm trying to get him to do a show for Kel and Steven. That's going to on Monday. I might get him to do a show next week. Bring Mike Heston Rogers on, but that's about the abduction of Travis Walton.
Wow.
And based on a true story, they all took lie detector tests and everything, and they all passed, and it was crazy. But that's one of the most well-known UFO abduction cases. And he's a good friend of mine. I call him my brother, and I'm thinking about getting him on maybe for next week's show. So,
Have you been following the news?
What's that?
There was a discovery of these skeletons that were huge. They looked humanoid, but their heads were elongated, looked like watermelons. Okay, and the DNA was not human.
They've been finding a.
Well, if I may, and I'm drawing a blank, the Bible refers to them, and there's a name for it. There's a name for it, and I can't think of what it is, and it'll come to me afterwards. But you will find, and they're referenced several times in the Bible where they weren't necessarily taken out in the flood with Noah's Ark and all of that. And I cannot. Nephilim is something very close to Nephilim. That may not be the term, but close to that. And that addresses, David, to your point.
Yeah, that's totally bizarre for me. I totally, absolutely believe that there's aliens here on the planet now. Have
I
been,
can't see what that one guy.
never left.
It's a Nephilim.
There you
Yeah.
go. Thank
Yeah.
you. There you go. That was. There you are. Sorry,
Who are
David. Go
they?
ahead. Nephilim.
Nephilim. Oh, but yeah, you can believe in paranoia. If you can believe in God, you can believe in paranormal, spirits, etc., because they're the same for me. How could you not believe in aliens?
Yep.
How could you not? I mean,
Well-
to me, it's like just look up in the sky. I mean, come on.
Well, my thing is, it's for me. How egotistical is it for us? There are billions and billions and billions of galaxies that we know of, and we're the only intelligent life, let alone the smartest.
Right.
Doubt it.
Yeah, we're not.
I
We're still here. That ought to tell you something.
well, there's same, but you need to watch my shows. But anyway, see, Howard's seen it. He agrees. But my thing is, it's if they're that intelligent, they could be very well among us. They very well could be. There's a theory going around. I don't know, Howard, if you and Jackie have heard about it, but the Men in Black theory. Have you
Which
heard about
one?
that one?
Which
I heard
theory?
something
The
about
original Men in Black theory, where they're basically living with us,
Yeah.
and they're being watched and monitored by government.
Well, yeah. The Men in Black are the aliens.
Yeah. So it's that, but I think that maybe they're just smart enough. I mean, if we can see billions of light years away, why can't they? Why can't they
Right.
literally why don't they have any type of, I don't know, telescopes or whatever you want to call them, satellites that can watch, Howard on the toilet?
I like
Here's
I
the
like
question.
I like the part where they talk about. I mean, the best movie quote I've ever heard that actually described if there's life out there is from the movie Contact.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are that conceited to think that we're the only thing that's here, that's awful a lot of wasted space out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So
Wasted
I mean,
space.
it's a wasted space. So I mean,
Here's
that,
a
to me,
thought. Why don't they get rid of us? If they're and obviously intelligent, it's able. Are we just some strange experiment? They want to see how long before we chew each other up.
maybe they're watching this like a TV show.
It's a Friday night.
South Park.
They
South
think
Park.
This is entertainment. You know,
It's like the South Park episode.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Or maybe it's like Stargate,
yeah.
like the show Stargate.
Yeah.
Could very well be that, or it could be Matrix theory. We're just, computer programs. We're just,
it could be interdimensional. So there's so many
Who
theories
knows?
out there.
Who
It
knows?
just
But
keeps
that's-
going on and on and on.
But guys, that's what I love about this field is everything's a theory. Everything is a theory. If this was an exact science, then it'd be a little too easy for us. It's a collaboration to where it's working together that's going to get the answers that we are looking for. And it's just so fun because I can sit there and say to you guys or anybody who has never had a paranormal experience and say every ghost is purple. There is nobody in this field that can sit there and prove me wrong, but there's nobody that can prove me right. It's I mean, that's an extreme, obviously, but that's what it is. There's no science to back this yet, but there will be.
Well,
I think.
Faith to me is the essence of science.
Mhm.
Science is not exact, and its purpose is not supposed to be. Science is an inquiry and an ongoing question of faith. If you know X, why not Y or Z?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that works out. So faith is what drives for me creativity, excellence in humanity and living. How do you get to be better? Faith. If there was no faith, we'd all say, hey, the hell with it. I'm just going to take that guy's shit, kick his ass, and fuck him. You can't do that. That's not what it's about.
I beg to differ. They do that shit all the time in New Orleans.
I've been to Philadelphia.
Amen. Amen.
No, but I mean, later on, if y'all want, I got something y'all might want to listen to. I mean, as in for something y'all might want to think about as a script, I might have a couple of stories that I could throw at y'all. They're true stories that y'all might be able to work into a movie. Y'all can just run with it, do what y'all want. But yeah, but it's like we were saying before. In this field here, there's so many things that it's paranormal. Okay, and paranormal is not just ghosts; it's cryptids, it's UFOs, it's anything that's not normal.
Like us.
Right.
Yeah, like these podcast shows.
We're quadrinormal.
So I mean, we do have. I mean, it's just anything, and that's what the field we're in. It's just like I live about 15, 20 minutes away from the Honey Island Swamps, where they have the Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Oh.
I mean, down here we have the Rougarou.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think of places like the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California?
I've never been there. That's one of my bucket lists. I've known people that've been there, and they thought it was amazing. I don't know. I don't have no. I don't have a comment for them because I've never been there. But from what I've seen of it, it looks like a beautiful house.
It is. I grew up in the area, never went there, okay? Because we just thought it was a big amusement. Like, I ain't gonna pay anybody to go in that dumb house. You know, it's like, I'd rather go buy some beer with this money or something. But yeah, it was, and that's what for me, it was just a big amusement. But when I see houses, and I really believe in haunted houses, like straight up. So
I live in one, so I know what that's about.
Same.
I did. I was moving from Hawaii back to the Bay Area to San Jose. This was in 2008. My daughter was over here. I said, hey, find me a house close to this area because I was going back with this law firm. My office was like just a couple blocks away. She found me this house, an old Victorian house in North San Jose, okay, which is full of them. And it was on 17th Street. That's weird. That's an important number, 17th Street. And we moved in there, and I didn't like the house at all, but I figured I'd stay there for the lease and then, get out, right? Since my daughter committed this and all that. And she had a place in the back. It was all kind of cool like that. Well, we're hearing shit, my wife and I, and it's just her and I in the house. We ignore it. Then one day we're sitting watching TV, and I hear, Daddy. And I look at my wife and I go, is Dominique in the next room? She goes, no. And I go, who's that? She goes, I don't know. She goes, maybe she is. Then we hear it again. Daddy. I go, I bet she's in there. My wife gets up, looks in the next room. She's not there. My daughter is nowhere around us. Now, if it had just been me hearing it, I'd be like, I got to quit smoking that shit. I really got to stop. But it wasn't. It was, she's sitting here and she's hearing this. Right?
Lay off the pipe, man.
Exactly. Hey, guess how long I stayed in this house? 17 days. I called the landlord, broke the lease immediately, made him pay for my relocation and do some other stuff because he had done some things that weren't kosher. So I took care of that. But yeah, it scared me. Not in the sense of fear for my life, but in the sense of, okay, I don't need no weird shit right now, man. I'm back in this law firm. I don't need it.
Actually, Craig, you're a little bit in Southern California, correct? You said?
Yes.
Near Orange
Yes.
County?
Yes.
Do you ever make it down to San Diego at all?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so that's where I started my career in the field, was San
Oh,
Diego.
wow. Okay.
One place you definitely need to check out is Old Town San Diego.
I have.
Right.
I've been there.
Okay, right above Old Town, there's the Mission that sits right on top. They're on top of the hill above the Cosmopolitan Hotel and all that.
Okay.
Go there at night and overlook the bay. You will feel the energy up there.
Whoa.
There's a
Seriously?
witch's tower up there. I used to train my investigators up there. There's actually a walking path that encircles the whole bit, like back behind there, right before the 15, where we see the 15, or is it 15 or 8?
Yes.
I think it's 15 that runs up by like heading out towards the zoo, right there, or right after
it's either
94.
either 8 or 15, but I know where you're talking.
Either way, I think it's 8. But anyway, you go up there to the Mission. Right behind there's a bunch of trails. There is a bench that sits in this trail to where the story goes. this boyfriend or this guy tricked this girl down to this bench to do things. We'll just say she refused. He hung her and then hung
Oh my
himself
god.
from the same tree.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I've had females that have gotten attacked down there. We've caught amazing EVPs, electronic voice phenomena. We've caught that down there. We've had just random lights, not orbs, mind you, lights. It would actually show on different trees and stuff. Look like flashlights all throughout
Wow.
the trail. None of my team was there. We've had footsteps. We've had everything you could think of in that area. But if you stand right in the mission, there's a parking lot. There's a jail cell, which the jail cell by itself is haunted. There's a witch's tower. And you can find this on Google Maps, everybody. If you look this up, Mission Hills
Interesting, Matt.
Mission Hills, or the Sierra Mission in Old Town San Diego.
Sierra Mission.
You zoom in on this witch's tower,
Mhm.
and it's an old jail cell. But on top of the jail cell, they drew a pentagram in brick. Nobody knows why. Nobody.
That
knows
would make a great movie. You just have me thinking that'd make a great movie of a couple that goes up there talking crap, and the girl thinks it's all just jokes and bullshit, and the guy, he's just trying to have his way with the girl, so he's trying to convince her it's real and that she's got to put out in order to survive, and stuff starts happening.
Oh, here's something even better for you.
Even a plot twist: her mom was a witch or a grandpa.
Yeah, well, I got some other thoughts in my head. I'm kind of weird. When I get a thought, it's like I was driving home with my wife one day, and I saw some painting on a bridge, and I went home and wrote a 3-act play behind it.
Yeah, I've warned everybody. Giving me ideas is really bad.
Yeah,
but you guys will love this as well. The mission itself actually has a friar that has been seen up there as well.
Really?
Yeah. That place, Old Town San Diego, is a hot spot. And I'm not just talking about the Whaley House.
Well,
I've
I was
had
going to ask you because I have been there. You're reading my mind. So what do you think of that house?
the Whaley House.
I've been there.
I've actually spoken with Thomas Whaley. We caught him on our spirit box, the SB7. We were talking to him outside, and him and the spirits there are actually pretty upset that they got turned in. They feel like they're an attraction. They feel like they're being poked and prodded, and he doesn't like it. He just does not like it. So I personally have investigated it with my team. And it's the same general census. They don't want to be poked and prodded. They have too many people coming in like a sideshow attraction.
Right.
So, but the Cosmopolitan Hotel, the Casa de Estudio, the Wells Fargo Bank, there's a schoolhouse behind the Wells Fargo Bank, and there's also a cigar shop that's haunted. There is not a building down there that doesn't have some sort of activity in Old Town.
That's interesting because I have walked through that whole area that you're talking to, and all those locations, if I remember correctly, Matt, they're all really close to each other.
One big square.
Yeah.
The McCoy House, that one's really interesting. I was never allowed to investigate it, but we've caught some pretty intense EVPs over at the McCoy House, right as you go into Old Town San Diego.
Wow.
But yeah, that whole area is a big hot spot.
there's Craig, what was the name of the reform school up in the high desert where we shot the basement scenes for Evil Down the Street?
Oh, David. It escapes me. Yeah, it escapes me.
We'll find
right
out.
now.
There's an old reform school that was shut down. That's where we shot the Evil Down the Street, the basement scenes, all the basement scenes. That place is full of activity. We recorded it on sound. We've witnessed it with our eyes. We got it on film. We were like, whoa, this place is too weird. It was okay with us. They didn't harass us or anything like that. Well, once they did, only once.
I was going to say that one time you and the makeup girl.
Yeah, they were putting makeup on me for an office scene that was going to be shot down there, putting tattoos on and stuff. And we start hearing this banging. You know those old push doors?
Mm-hmm.
The handles, those steel handles? It sounded like somebody was going, and she goes, what's that? And I go, oh, it's probably just some noise. She goes, is somebody messing around? And I said, don't worry about it. She goes, I'm getting scared. I said, look, I walked over. It was a long hall, and there's rooms left and right. I checked each room, and I walked inside, and I said, "Look, there's nobody in here. Nobody in here." She goes, "Okay, okay." I come back. She starts doing the makeup. We hear it now times 10. She totally just lost it. She couldn't do the makeup. Had to wait for the rest of the crew to show up because they were breaking at the other set location. They come, they get there. She's like, "I'm so glad you're here." She wouldn't work with us again on another film.
Nope, that was it.
She wouldn't even answer our calls.
Exactly right.
See, Howard, I think if they start doing more of these movies, like about the haunt stuff, they need to start, investing in investigators.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're doing a documentary right now. We're working on a documentary. Our team. It's actually the Faith Hathaway story. And if you ever seen the movie Dead Man Walking with Susan Sarandon, that's actually based on the woman that that was Willie. What was his first name? I know his last name's Willie. He's buried about maybe 15 minutes away from me. And then Faith Hathaway, the woman that they murdered, she's buried about 5 minutes away from me.
Wow.
So and she was almost decapitated. How many times she stabbed her? So yeah, we started that. We actually investigated her grave, and we got a bunch of EVPs and stuff like that. But during the EVPs, we had one of our investigators that actually got freaked out. And it's hard to, because we've seen a lot of things, but this person actually got freaked out because something came across and it growled at her. Something like very evil. And come to find out, it was the Willie person that they executed in Angola. He still is torturing her even in death.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, this is something we actually we wanted to do the caves where she was murdered at, but we couldn't get there because they won't let us film there. It's going to cost us about $3,000 just to film, just to go in there with a video camera and just film in the area. So I mean, to me that's stupid. It's a state park, but they want to charge us to go into a state park $3,000. And the Willie gentleman, he's buried in a family cemetery, so we got permission to get in there and actually investigate his grave. So we were thinking about doing that, and that will finish up the documentary that we're planning on shooting. We're planning on
very cool.
So
I'm working with some people in Scotland right now who are doing a intense history thing on William Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the William Wallace Society over there that's putting this on. They've been at it for a couple of years. I'm advising them as to how to put the film together. They have some incredible information, and they were sharing it with me. They have been for a while. As a matter of fact, I'm meeting with them on Sunday, Craig.
Okay.
Just incredible information that they share with me, stuff you wouldn't know unless you were actually connected. And these people historically, ancestrally, are connected to them. So I was like, whoa. Yeah, really nice people. We did an interview with them. A very hairy guy with a very hairy Scottish. You can understand that.
Mm-hmm. I know a couple of them.
Very difficult to hear.
I know a couple of them. They're fun.
Irish, Scots, UK,
Oh, Craig would sit there. They'd ask
Australian.
us, we just look at each other because we don't know what the hell he just said. But then, because he's such a nice guy, he would rephrase it. We go, "Oh, okay, we got it."
You have to get used to it.
Yes. Yeah, very much.
No, I know a couple people, and actually, I think one was in here earlier. Liz, thought I saw Liz, but
just came up. She's from Scotland.
Well, Shannon, she's been to Scotland. She's looking to go back soon. That's the same lady I was talking about that did that show with Ghost Ruined My Life.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you say about living in a haunted house. I mean, I was sitting in here, and I got a piece of equipment from one of our sponsors for the show. It's from These Ghosts, Jesse Stewart, and he made me, because I've never seen a piece of, unless you made it yourself. It's called a Jacob's Ladder, and it actually charges the atmosphere to give the ghost energy. So he made me a Jacob's Ladder with a built-in EMF pump, and I was just playing with it, showing people, look, I got this sent to me. I was loving it. And on this side of my shoulder, I had an apparition actually formed on camera while I'm doing a podcast.
Wow.
I didn't even know about it. And I realized, like, what's that? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Y'all screwing around because I know my house is haunted. And people were sending me screenshots of the
Wow.
the podcast showing me that there was this thing that was just forming up. It started off small and just got bigger. And I was like, wow, yep, there you go. This is a live podcast, and I have a spirit forming right next to me.
Wow.
It's like, come on, pull up a chair, But yeah, I mean, that's how haunted this place is. And wanted to get back and telling y'all one of the little stories of, I thought it would probably be a great idea for a movie or a script. My mother, she had, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like porcelain dolls. My uncle, he was in the Navy and had two uncles actually that were in the Navy. They were actually at the Bay of Pigs and all that. They were out in the Gulf and out that way when all that was going on. But they went to Germany, and he bought a doll for my mother, and it was a good sized 3-foot porcelain doll. It had the real dress. It was the hands were porcelain, the feet were the head had period clothing on and everything. And well, when he gave it to her, my mom was scared of the thing. It freaked her out, and it was in a big white box. And so she gave it to my great grandmother, and she brought it and put it in her bed. Well, my mom would go over there and spend time with my great grandmother just to go see her grandma. And she slept there one night, and she heard like some knocking from underneath the bed, like this thing was just knocking from underneath the bed.
Oh,
well,
terrific.
So my mom never kept the doll, and then my grandparents passed away. And of course, my great grandparents passed away. Then my grandparents, then they took it and they passed away. So the doll had to go somewhere. Well, over time, the body of the doll deteriorated because this is Louisiana. Everything doesn't last long here. But the porcelain, the head and the arm, the hands and the feet. Well, my dad had it in a box in the attic. And my dad was up going into the attic one day, and it had these eyes where it was counterweighted, where when you pick it up, the eyes would open. When you lay it down, the eyes would close. And the doll, he just looks at the box and the eyes were closed. Now he turns around and he swore he didn't touch anything. And my dad doesn't believe in none of this stuff. And he looks back and the eyes were staring straight at him. So he just closes its eyes like that and he just left it alone. Right?
That would have been a boot to the head.
Well, there's been things different little things that's been happening, but come to find out, we did some research on the doll. Because it was a stamp on it, and it was made in Germany in the late 1930s. Well, actually 1939, 1940. And what was going on in Germany at that time? You had the Holocaust.
Depends on who you ask.
And you had the Germans were basically killing Jewish people. And what they would do, they would shave their heads, pull the gold fillings out of their mouths, whatever they can get from a Jewish person, they took it. Mm-hmm. And come to find out, this doll was stuffed with human hair.
Wow.
You saw The Crumbs, right, Howard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember Victoria, Chelsea Jerkowitz? She played Victoria. That was the little girl that was in love with Lenny, the big black guy. Mm-hmm. That was his girlfriend. She carried a number of dolls, porcelain dolls like what you're talking about.
Right.
Well, here's how we came about those. When we wrote the script and we were starting to put props together, we couldn't find any dolls. My wife and I told her, I said, yeah, I need a porcelain doll. She goes, yeah, they're kind of weird to find. She goes, maybe we should go to some thrift stores. We always went on evening walks, right? And we went to this one area, which is a trail. It's off this road. And we turned the corner on the trail, and off to the side is a road. And there's a big cardboard box laying there. And we said, I wonder what that is. That must have fallen off somebody's vehicle or something. So we walk over to it, right? And we open it up. Full of porcelain dolls.
They would have left right on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Right on the side of the road.
I would have left that. I would have just went ahead and just
we took
5 gallons of gas on that shit. And just...
No, we took them. We took them home. and Chelsea carried them around throughout the film.
Yeah.
So they're in the film. If you see the crumbs again, you will see the crumbs again, right? Just to see the dolls.
Just
No, now I am.
to see
You'll
the doll.
see those dolls. I still have them.
Mm-mm.
We see
They
what
were
a
in
doll
their
is.
boxes, never opened, and it was weird as hell. Like we were looking for a porcelain doll. All of a sudden, we have all these porcelain dolls.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beliefs about dolls. Okay, and my belief in being a demonologist and being a paranormal investigator, I believe they're a hollow vessel, and they look human-like. And who plays with dolls? You have women, some men, and then you have children. Well, it's an empty vessel. It's easy for something to take possession of that. It could be something that's evil or something demonic. A good example, what's the name of it?
Chucky.
Annabelle.
Annabelle. You know, they just
Very-
moved her.
Yeah, I saw they moved her.
Yeah, that was weird. And the guy who moved her, big old gloves, all this stuff. You know,
It's a big to do. It's
Yeah.
a big to do. They have the church
Wow.
involved. They have, I believe, emergency vehicles there too, don't they? They have first responders and stuff. I think they have.
I mean, it's evil. I mean, I've tried everything, just cleansing this house. I mean, just because you cleanse something, and if they try cleansing Annabelle, this doesn't mean it's going to go away.
No.
I mean, it's you could try everything, and this whatever it's going to be. If it wants to be persistent, it's going to stay there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Ashley said Robert too. Robert the doll.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Wow.
Wow.
That's why I hate dolls
Yeah.
See, I just don't
and
do
clowns.
No.
Oh,
I just
used to
don't-
get my sisters outside and shoot them with BB guns. So
See, it's not the paranormal side that bothers me about them. It's almost like a PTSD. I did this house here in central Pennsylvania, and when we were doing what's called the walkthrough, just baseline readings, just checking it out during the day, the daughter was in her room, and she was doing homework, so we were asked not to go in there. It's like, no problem. No big deal. Night of the investigation, though, that was free reign. We got all the lights out. We were setting up one last camera. I go walking into this room. There's about 50 or 40 dolls just staring right at the front of the door. And I just went, and I walked right out. I was like, nope. Nope. Not doing that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope. So,
No, I don't blame you.
see, I agree with Howard. But at the same time, if he's wrong, no big deal. If he's right, we got a Chucky, an Annabelle, a Robert, anything like that. No. Because just destroying the vessel isn't going to do shit. You can't destroy the energy behind
I
it.
got an Annabelle REM pod. Well, she does.
The doll one, the new one.
Yeah.
That
Annabelle
Jesse
that
made.
looks like Annabelle, which you seen on the movies.
Well,
She's
you
got
can-
one that's a doll, and
you
it's a
can keep-
REM pod.
You can
so
keep
if they
it.
set Annabelle on fire,
Won't
the
do a
doll,
thing.
they took it and set it on fire.
Well, besides the lawsuits, it wouldn't do a thing to the whatever's attached to it. It won't do a
Well,
thing.
it'd burn the doll up.
Yeah, that's it. But then it would find a new vessel.
Where would it go?
Whatever's
Whoever did it, I would
closest.
assume.
Yeah. Yep. It'd be hunting your ass.
I get my BB gun.
No, I mean, being possessed dolls. I even done a show about possessed sex dolls, blow up dolls. I did a show about that.
I'll
Just
be right back.
because-
I'll be right back.
Just because he's gonna get his.
No, boss wants to talk to me about something. She might have saw the show. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but I mean, just because it's a vessel, and just because it's a sex doll doesn't mean that an evil entity cannot, or evil spirit can't take it over, or it's just a spirit in general, something demonic.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just I'm struggling to wrap my mind around that.
That would be a hell of a movie right there.
Desperate
A slash-
as he is in the first
slash-
place. Then he grabs that thing. I mean, poor guy. I mean,
Slash
Yeah.
movie. This is
what if
a
it has
slash-
teeth? You know, teeth. You know,
Yikes! Yikes! Yeah, think about that.
yeah.
It'd be a good slasher movie. Lorraine
Well,
bobbing his ass.
when
we
you
can
when
call
you're-
it Nod. KNWED. Nod. Ah.
Oh, that's funny.
Thongzilla or something like that.
That's sick.
Oh,
Yeah,
my Lord.
yeah. I'll tell you, I think if I got to the point where I was thinking about making movies like that, I'd probably quit. I'd probably just stay painting and,
There it is.
writing cheap poetry or something,
Raymond says
Choking the sex doll.
Choking your back.
That's not like choking a chicken, is it?
No. We got butter chicken in here. Let's see that we call her butter chicken. Nikki.
I'm sorry, that was a bad comment on my end.
But yeah, we have a lot of people. I mean, we have a lot of YouTubers watching tonight. We have a lot of people from around the world. We have people from the UK, of course, throughout the United States, Australia. Nikki's from Australia. We had Irene Takora. She's from Japan. So I mean, we do have a lot of people that's watching this from around the world, and this is just the live. I mean, that's not including what's going to happen, the replay of it.
Hey, speaking of Japan, how about that park, that suicide park?
Oh yeah.
I actually want to go to that. I want to bring some of my really close friends with me to suicide park that in Japan.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
And let them put their ropes around their waist, and I'll wear mine. And me, fine. The only thing I want to bring is one thing with me: is a sharp pair of scissors. And when we get in the woods.
Amen. Yeah, that's weird stuff.
Yeah,
it really is. Very creepy.
Yeah.
Very
The
creepy.
Hispanic community has a lot of creepy cultural things like that. One of them in particular, which is very misunderstood, is La Llorona. It's about a lady who basically murdered her children. She drowned them for the love of a man who jilts her. Right? Never accepts her. So God condemns her to roam the waterways for eternity. And as a kid, I was told the story so that I wouldn't go down by the creek at night. It says, because you'll see her crying, and if you go to help her, she'll drown you. So that's some scary shit, right? Well, I actually did some quite extensive research on this La Llorona myth, and it turned out what I surmised is that she was actually Malinche. Malinche was the go-between between the Aztecs and the Spaniards when Cortés came over. She learned Spanish and acted as the interpreter, and she was his lover, which eventually he jilted her and her people because he married his courtesan from Spain. The rest of the people in the Nahuatl language and that society condemned her and called her the fucked one, which is Malinche. That's what that's supposed to mean.
All right, Malinche.
Really?
She's a bad news. She's bad news, Malinche. Well, I actually wrote a story about that. We've thought about turning it into a movie. It's just very expensive.
Yeah.
See, that's always what gets Craig and I. How much is it going to cost?
Yeah. What's the cost?
Yeah, and if we can't afford it, we don't borrow money. We don't beg money. So we don't, ask for, we will take investors' money. Okay. But all the investors we've had thus far I hope, have been very happy with what we've done because we always come in on time and on budget.
Right.
And that's what's making it so hard right now. So especially this time, I mean, you got the economy that's out of whack right now. You got gas, everything's soaring up prices, and then you had COVID, and it's resurging down here. So,
it's just terrible. Then you got Trump and Bannon, and it goes on and on and on, and we won't get into that.
We won't get into all that, but no, it's just finding people that actually help budget you a movie or to budget anything.
Right.
It's just hard. It's just hard. So
that's
I know
the key to making a movie: organizing, budgeting, making certain that you know everything that you're going to do, how you're going to do it, where, when,
costs.
you're going to do it. Yeah, and it comes down to the cost. That's the problem with indie filmmaking. There's not enough money, and then there's not enough people who know how to correctly use the money. And
True.
I'm not saying that facetiously, because they're artists, they're directors, they're actors, they're writers. They're
Right.
not economists.
Right.
They're not bookkeepers.
Right.
So the understanding of how to put a business together, they lack.
Right.
Fortunately, when God introduced me to Craig, he knew my problem, that I hate all that end. I'm not a bookkeeper and accountant. I'm not a numbers guy, and Craig is.
Right.
And the stuff I do, he doesn't like to do.
Right.
So it just, boom. And it just worked. I was like, so I can't tell you.
It's all about the bottom dollar. I mean, basically, because the more money you have, the bigger the movie can be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically it.
That's basically it. And for him and I, it's all about how can we make the best movie we can make with what we got, period.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about branching out and going with another big production company, or like Miramax or Paramount or Disney? Or
Oh, they
something?
don't want us. Like Disney, I probably wouldn't work with because I don't like some of their content and what they're doing. Miramax, those two guys, they're cool, and there's some of these other ones, but they don't want us. They want the young guys who they can still manipulate and work. We're too old. They ain't gonna work me. They're not gonna work Craig. That's what we've been doing. I'm like I said, I'm going on 70. I ran businesses.
I mean, I seen Craig. I mean, with Evil Down the Street. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, the man, he was doing that. He was in the movie. He was acting in the movie. Okay,
Correct.
He's helping produce the movie and all that, getting the movie out there. He was cleaning the shitters out back. He was bringing the stuff to the lawn. I mean, he was doing it all. I mean, when you're doing an indie movie, you do it all.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's what we do. We wear a lot of hats.
That's it.
Yeah. You go from writer to director to producer to actor to go get the pizza. Of course, we don't do that. That God forbid that you feed your cast and crew pizza more than one time. You can get away with it once.
I'd be okay.
You better be near the beginning and only for lunch. After that, no.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys are out in California. Just feed them In-N-Out burger. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be really okay with
Give
that.
him a jam sandwich. Jam 2 pieces of bread together, and there you go.
There you
Jam
go.
sandwich.
Ham sandwich.
I'd kill for some nice In-N-Out. Seriously.
Yeah,
I
because
miss In-N-Out.
It's extremely important to keep your cast and crew fed, happy, and comfortable. That is so important. I can't tell you. That's numero uno in our book. That's how we get stuff done. I'll bring the butter chicken. Right on, Nikki. I was thinking about these places people don't know about that people don't want to go to because anyone that's making it hasn't gone to. There's so many.
That's good. That's great to do that because that's where you find the next Waverly Hills. That's the next, you can find the next Pennhurst, the next, Mineral Wells, Texas, this Skinwalker Ranch. You don't just because you can't afford to go to these places, there's not something in your own backyard.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And that's one thing, Howard, I really love about Global Ghost Town, what we're up to with doing that, because there's so many locations coming in, signing up that nobody's heard of. And, with this being 2 10-day events, we're going to be seeing a lot more locations, beautiful locations. And who knows what they'll find.
I'm planning on doing this Halloween. I mean, raising money. I mean, just for the team, we do like we're going to start doing this, taking people who want to just go on a paranormal investigation and actually experience that. Me, I'm going to tell ghost stories out of a portalet and see how that works.
I
thought you were going to say a porta potty.
I did too.
Portalet, porta potty.
That'd be interesting too, huh?
Yeah, just open up the door like a shitter, outhouse shitter. Just open it up.
Hey, I bet you tell some funky stories.
I'm telling you.
They're all shitty, though.
Hey, guys, it's been really great talking with you today. I can't tell you. I
Very much.
Realized, I planned on an hour, and I'm being honest. It's an hour and a half. It just flew by, and that's because of the conversation.
So if y'all want to go ahead and sign off, that's fine. we could do this because I have 2 other shows that I can get y'all scheduled on and bring y'all. We'll have an earlier show that's on Wednesdays, but it depends on what y'all want to do.
Okay, whatever. And likewise, if you would like to interview some of the actors or tech people from our latest films, Demon Fighter and Love and Quarantine, we'll hook you up. I think you find John Ozuna very entertaining.
Yeah, I'd like
I don't know about his paranormal activity, but he's a very entertaining guy. Jeannie Young, fantastic actress. Jeff Hatch, who plays in Demon Fighter, plays the main demon guy. We'd be more than happy to refer these people to you right away. I know they would enjoy talking with you. We do. So
okay. Yeah, we love it. I mean, like I said, this is the second time I actually was able to have y'all on the show. The first time it was about a year ago, I believe. And,
it's cool. We didn't talk a whole lot about films and anything, but we talked about some cool stuff.
Yeah.
You had me thinking a lot about other things, so I really enjoyed that.
Gives you some ideas for future endeavors.
That's right.
Well, you already gave me one. The killer toilet.
Sex doll / a sex doll movie.
First mix
them together. Mix them together. There you go.
Yeah, with forked tongue. Matt, pleasure to meet you, Howard. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you guys very much.
Congratulations on your wedding. Very cool.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just remember, be nice to each other, even if you're arguing. Apologize for the argument.
Howard always apologize.
I do, even if I'm right. If I think I'm right, I will apologize for letting it get to an argument stage, and that really brings stuff back around.
Trust me, she watches murder porn 24/7. If you let her,
well, then sleep with your clothes on. Okay, next to the door.
Disappeared. I watched Disappeared.
Disappeared. Yeah, she watched a lot of Disappeared. She planning on disappearing my ass. That's what she.
Right on. Pleasure to meet you, folks. Jackie, Howard.
Thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
And
thank you.
Craig will keep in touch, brother. And
yes,
and,
by all
man,
means.
it's good to see you again.
Same here.
And like I said, if there's anybody else out there want to get with who does podcast shows, would like to talk with David and Craig, feel free, I guess, to get in touch with them or get in touch with me, and then we can set y'all up and y'all can have at it.
I know. I'd love
if
to.
If you want to see one of our films, you can catch it on Tubi TV for free. Yeah. You can catch it on Amazon Prime, many other platforms, Hulu, including YouTube platforms for horror movies. You can see our stuff. If you want to get in touch with us, you can just see CRA Entertainment on Facebook or put Craig's name or my name, and we'll come right up and respond immediately.
And those movies are The Evil Down the Street, The Crumbs, Love and Quarantine, and Demon Fighter.
Correct.
Love to have you guys on my show. Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, hit us up, Matt.
We'll do.
Take care.
You guys.
Thank y'all very much, guys. David.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
All right, guys. So, y'all, it's that time of the night. We're about 10 minutes late. And it's, we're running late. So, here it goes. Now, I don't know what the hell, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I seen something on Matt's page, and I'm not even going to start with a para rant right now. I'm just going – Matt said this was going to be good. So, you know what? Take it away,
Howard,
Matt.
Jackie, you both see the sleeves? You ready for this?
Oh, shit. He's raising his sleeves on people.
Oh, it's serious talk. It's serious talk now. No, actually, to be honest with you, what the hell? I didn't even know this thing had a tag. The fuck? All right. I'm serious. I actually didn't know my hat had a tag. That confused me. No, actually, this rant is a little different. Because there's something in this field that we haven't discussed enough. and I think it's high time. And what it is
it condoms?
That's another conversation. If y'all had me on the whole unholy trinity, we'd talk about that. But no, it's castration. No, honestly, what it is we are not talking about para-unity enough.
Yep.
And this is bothering me because I just want to say, Howard, you, Jackie, Steven, Chrissy, everyone over here at Paralinks have been so fucking amazing and welcoming to myself, my crew, the Para crew, everyone over at Parapost, and you guys are fucking awesome.
Well, it's easy to do that when you work with amazing people.
And that's the thing. We as a whole community are not giving each other enough fucking credit. I work with some of the most amazing people I have ever worked with in my life. You know, we honestly have become one hell of a family between Parapost, between Paralinks, the P3 program, everybody. And nobody is pushing it. That's my rant for tonight. You guys are fucking Brian Laverty. Busts his ass.
I love Brian.
He busts his ass day in and day out. I have had so many long conversations with him about different things. He's working on Parapost Network Central, Hunophobia, Through the Lens, Global Ghost Hunt, on top of acting, and he still finds time for everybody. You know, my co-host on the Paracrew podcast, Squeakers, Lurker, my wife, and now Jonathan Myers, great people, amazing people. And like I said, if it wasn't for you guys and for everybody, we wouldn't have this community. We wouldn't have, the Fear Fest. We wouldn't have Global Ghost Hunt. We wouldn't have Para Unity Day. We wouldn't have these podcasts. People in the audience, great fucking people. And my rant, honestly, is that we don't promote it. Good people get pushed to the back. And honestly, I don't want to say disgusting, but it's saddening because there are really, really great people out there who just sit back. And some of them like it. Some of them like just sitting in the back. But if we're going to grow as a community, we need to start pushing for everybody.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't be prime example, Scott Morton. And Fedora, yeah, I'm calling you out. Fuck off. Deal with it. I love Scott. Scott was literally my first guest. I was his first guest. He actually pushed me to start networking, which led me to Canadian teams, which then led me to people from the West, now South, now all over. And if we can seriously look back year, 2, 3 years ago, and if we would tell our past selves, hey, this is where you're going to be in 3 years, guarantee you everybody would pretty much say, no, you're insane. Fuck you. Go away. But I really do. I really, really appreciate everybody that is in my circle. And I consider all of them family. Yeah, we have our growing pains. Yeah, we have issues. So what? Who cares? Let's move on. Fuck it. Let's grow together. And I just want to say congratulations to you guys over at Paralinks and also to Brian at Parapost, because ever since we started this partnership together, both channels or both companies have grown and have really taken the fuck off. And you know what? It's because of everybody in the audience. It's because of everybody that watches. It's because you, Steven, Chrissy, all you guys over at Paralinks decided to listen to a crazy asshole. And Brian listened to me too. You guys sat down and actually talked.
Mhm.
And it's just been fucking amazing. And I feel like that Paralinks has now become another family. And now we are one big family because, you're on Parapost now. I'm on Paralinks. It's great. And I feel like that we forget to thank everybody. And honestly, there's so many people that go unnoticed. Like my co-host, Squeakers, Lurker, my wife even. Jonathan Myers. Jonathan Myers does an amazing show. A little more laid back, a little more timid.
Yeah.
I think you should have him on to break his ass. Just break him.
Bust that cherry.
Oh,
Put
but,
him on Trinity, right?
oh yeah. But no, and it's just really amazing to me. And if you really take a step back, like I was asked seriously, why do I do this? And I'm really glad that our guests were saying about this. You have to enjoy it. They're absolutely right. They're 100% right. If you don't enjoy this, then why are you fucking doing it? Need a guest? For which one? Hey Boo?
No, that's probably going to be for
Unholy
Trinity.
Oh.
I talked to Steven. Steven's off, Chrissy.
Get him. But no, that's my rant, because I sit there and I look and I'm like, you know what? We don't tell each other enough how much we really mean to each other. And I think a lot of people feel like they're excluded. And it's not the case. It's really not the case. Just there's too many fucking people to talk to at one time.
Well, no, it's great. I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, I think right now we're still in the honeymoon stage of this, and we're getting to know people from Paralinks is getting to know Parapost, and Parapost is getting to know Paralinks, and we're still in the middle of this merger type crossing shows and everything. So shows will come out, and once, I mean, I'm looking at stuff right now for Paranormal Swamp Talk, and I'm looking for someone for the Unholy Trinity. I mean, I think we have a great show here with the Pitre Dish, and I think it's set. And I don't have no problems with anybody on here, except when your wife tried to kill you, and then we're gonna try to. I want to get that on camera. I'll get that on film.
She's watched a lot of those murder shows too, and this crime show,
right.
so she won't leave evidence.
This crazy ass here, she's just rocking back and forth, smiling. Like,
just wait till the camera's off.
Yeah,
Just wait till the camera's off. Well, that's why I have her sword down here hidden. But yeah, no, like that's I just want everyone to know on a personal level that I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys to death, and I will.
And we appreciate y'all. And I think this is a great thing that we did, and that we're doing. We're working together, and I mean, I look at y'all as family, just like anybody else in the network, and that's I don't even look at networks, to be honest with you. I just look at people, and that's the way it should be. If everybody was to work together, the way we've been working together, I think the paranormal community would thrive. And it's a shame that it's not doing that.
Well, I honestly, brother, I think that day is coming. The day is coming that we are starting, and I think Steven and I, and even Brian Laverty and I were talking about this. We are making waves. Parapost and Paralinks together are making waves. And we're going to be making it in such a good, positive impact in this field. All the bullshit that we've been dealing with, the haters, the people talking shit, no one's going to have fucking time for it because no one's going to care, because people are going to see that we are good quality people. They're going to look at the positivity we are promoting, the newer teams that we're promoting. We are putting people and newer teams, newer groups, and people who have no clue about the paranormal, prime example, our two guests tonight, barely any experience. You talk about Don Victor Santiago. Doesn't do paranormal. He's interested, supports the hell out of us, but I'm trying to drag his ass out on an investigation. But it's people like that we are from the outside. They're looking in and they're seeing a positive environment for paranormal teams, and they are seeing new teams emerge. New people are coming up with podcasts every day, and the support they are getting immediately is astounding. The numbers don't lie, people. When you have a 1,700 growth just in a week, something's up.
Yep, people watching.
Something's going on. And it's not just, and that's the beautiful thing. It's not even just one-sided. I've seen it on Paralinks, and I've seen it on Parapost. On Parapost Network Central, I've seen the growth. And I've seen new people coming into these podcasts. I mean, hell, I even have it on the Paracrew. I have new people coming in all the time. And you know what? It's because of what we're doing. We are making a name for ourselves. We are making a name for our people. And the only reason why we are doing it is because we love it.
Yeah. That's true.
It's not about money. It's never been about money. We are here to spend money. We are here to spend a lot of fucking money.
It'd be nice to make money doing this, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I can make this lucrative, if I can do these podcasts and support the field and my family, fuck it, sign me up right now. I'll quit my job tonight.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, and that's the other thing too, is when we do these podcasts, we take time away from our families. You know, I mean, I was talking with Lurker today. I've been on the go for almost a month straight with no days off. I've been sick. I've been told today I was in the emergency room.
I'm on vacation.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I mean.
This is the third show.
We do it
this week.
We do it because we love it. We basically suck it up and just do it. Why? Because honestly, not just our shows. Because I know your shows, all of your shows do very well.
Oh,
you have positive feedback. You always have positive.
Not necessarily. No, I've had some feedback where people are like, "What?"
Feedback that matters. How's that? But I mean, I've had my haters too on the Paracrew. But you know what? If I help one person enjoy their day just a little bit, fuck it, it's worth it. And there's a lot of people like that are out there. Brian Labbert is the same way. I know everybody in the P3 program, we're the same way. If we can help one person out a day, make their day a little bit brighter, we did our fucking job. And I think that message is starting to spread across our community.
Well, that's what I like doing on my shows too, is that we had a show. I'm not going to give you the name of the show or anything, but I was like I said, I'm supposed to be on vacation, and I heard that his show, nobody was watching it. Nobody. And they finally had some people went in and they started watching it, and I just, no, this is not right. And I had that person that same week come on one of my shows to get him back up, his numbers back up, and his audience back. Give him not so much his numbers, but just give him a shout out. Let him come on in and talk about his show and show you, he's worthwhile watching.
Yep.
Because a lot of these shows, my shows are not in taste with a lot of people, but you have shows out there's different shows for different types of people. And just because what I do on my shows doesn't mean not necessarily it's happening on another show. And a lot of shows are like the Warren Files, and those are very educational down. And that's what it is. I mean, me, I like to mix humor. If you could catch them with humor, they'll be listening when you try to pass a message on.
Well, and And that's what I do on my shows too, on the Paracrew, on Paraprob. We have fun.
Yep.
You have to. You have to have fun. That's the entertainment side of it.
Right.
You have to have a hook to get people in. And once you break that ice and you would draw them in, because think of it this way. If you, and I know a lot of people are probably, I mean, you have your own, everybody has their own taste. I would rather watch a show, and I do this, a lot of anime and stuff like that. If it doesn't hook me in the first episode, if I'm not sitting there like, ooh, I can see myself watching this and binging this, I won't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
There's paranormal podcasts that are like that. Are they bad people? Absolutely not. Just not my style. I like more laid back, chill, fun, and I love interaction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I look for, and that's what I look for in my guests because I can relate to them. I mean, I definitely want to get you guys, and I want to get Steven and Chrissy. You're not off the hook. I'm getting your ass on the show too, but I just want to get you guys on because you guys are exactly like us, and the similarities between our communities we're identical.
Right.
And I think I told Chrissy that too.
To have fun. We like just to have fun, just like anybody else. Now I've seen shows out there, like I said, yeah, sometimes.
Listen. Which, by the way, I don't know if Chrissy, if you saw it, but we had Squeakers on last night as Chrissy 2.0. I don't know if we were live with that. I don't know if we were live with that, but we were skirting around with our names.
But I swear, I mean, it's like says, just right what Brian just said. Sometimes match shows isn't my style. Haha, joking. Well, to be on the serious side of that, I've seen shows where, and that's why I do what I do on my shows, because I didn't want to be like what I saw. Yeah. I had a guy come on in. The first thing he did, he got on here and he's talking about equipment doing an investigation. He says, "This is the K2 leader. It has many features. This is the on and off button. It has lights. Each light represents how intense the field is." Oh yeah, I've even seen a dude, his own show, fall asleep while he was doing the show. I said, "Man, no, I just can't do that."
Subscribe for more.
But he just fell asleep. I just, I can't do that.
But no, I appreciate it, Brian, brother. I really do. And that's the thing. Like somebody's show may not be the same like me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy their content. Because maybe their guests are throwing something. Like, here's a great example. And nothing against it. Through the Lens. Brian's show. I love Through the Lens. I absolutely love it. I'm going to say that right now. But he has a script. He's got scripted questions.
He did. It was a live investigation. And we're sitting on a panel. And it was at the Sally house. And she went blank. And I thought it was Kyle Wagner. He was in the room. He's in Sally's room. And I'm swearing I'm hearing a fucking demon. I said, "Listen, there's a fucking demon there." And it's Chrissy's sleeping.
Chrissy, don't feel bad. We had the Paracrew had a video meeting the one night. We were talking about new video ideas that we were creating and just bullshitting, just regular bullshit, and getting some of those ideas. And I think that's where the barbecue sauce came in. I'm not sure, but anyway, we were talking about things, and we are like, "All right, we're tired. We're gonna have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow." We scheduled the time. I go into I have a video meeting room on StreamYard. That's all it's for. Don't record anything. I go on. Lurker's still on there. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "All right, well, he's early." I'm like, "Hey, Lurker, what's up, brother?" Nothing. Lurker. Nothing. I started hearing snoring in the background. I'm like, that motherfucker fell asleep in studio. So I'm sitting there just listening. I'm like, "Lurker." And I'm like yelling at him. And I'm like, "Squeakers, you need to get up here now." So we were just fucking with him.
Yeah, when I did the Chrissy, though, when she was sleeping, I did the show. while she was sleeping, and I ended it. And she slept in front of her computer while it was still on. I could have left it on and just walked off and just let people listen to her snore. But I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and just end it. and she woke up. I slept in front of that computer.
That's right. We had Lurker. We saw him. We saw movement in the background, and we're like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Squeakers, watch this." So he comes over, looks at his computer. He's like, "Oh shit!" And he has like a bowl of cereal or something, and he's sitting there eating. And I'm like, "Oh well, there he is." I was like, "So everyone, blah blah blah," and I started acting like I was live. And Lurker, no lie, goes, "Are we live?" He's got food in his mouth. I'm like, "Yeah, dude. The show started. You're late." Oh fuck! I'm like, no, we're not live, dude. Just chill.
No, I don't like. I mean, I'll drink. I have my Crystal Light. I drink,
Mm-hmm.
and then I might have like a snack. I might eat some Mike and Ike's or some M&Ms or something during the show just to keep my sugar up. But
That reminds me.
I've seen. I was on another network where they would sit down there with plates of food and just sit down there.
I got Jawbreakers. Yeah, Jawbreakers. You remember these? Y'all remember these? Cream Savers?
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't find them anywhere, but I found a bag, and I'm like...
They got an old time place right here in Mandeville. They have, they call it the Candy Bank.
Oh.
And they have every old school candy. Everything. And you can go in and get homemade fudge. And they also have a ice cream bar where you can go up to, and you get ice cream floats and all that stuff.
Hell yeah! Now you make me hungry.
So,
but no, that's my rant. Is I know we've all been promoting each other, which is great, absolutely great. But I just feel like we're all talking para-unity, but not a lot of us are putting para-unity first.
Right.
You know, it's like I could give two shits about my show.
Right.
My views. We've talked about this before. But what I do give a shit about is my guests, the audience, the amazing people that make it worthwhile. And honestly, like I said, you guys over at Paralinks, everyone over at Parapost Network Central.
It was great fudge.
Really?
It's good. Yeah, really good fudge, man. Every kind of fudge you could think of.
You know what? I told Mackenzie, because we're not, I don't know if you know this, Howard, but we're not legally married. We just went through kind of it's a long story short. My aunt was passing. She wasn't doing well. She wanted to see me get married because my first marriage, no one was allowed to be there. That's my ex-wife's bullshit. But I wanted my aunt to be there for this wedding. So we basically within a week put everything together to get married so she could see it before she passed. We just legally haven't done it. We're just like, yeah, fuck it. We're married. Screw it. But no, that's my big rant. I just want everyone to know that you're not forgotten. I haven't forgotten anybody. I love you all to death. I love our new family over at Paralinks. I love everybody over at Parapost Network Central. You guys are fucking amazing. And I don't want anyone to fucking forget it. Ever.
I just received a text message from the Biscuit King himself.
Uh-oh.
I
don't have my biscuit. I don't have pictures of them. Where's my biscuit pictures?
That's Mr. Ernie Pack.
Yeah, I don't know him. Not yet.
He's Ernie's awesome. They doing the Save Waverly Hills.
Oh yeah.
Ernie and Denise Pack, the SQs, Allen, all of them. They working their asses off trying to save that place. They had a car show or something. They have a car auction or something coming up, or they done had it. They do all kind of stuff out there.
I think
Save Waverly.
Won't let me. I had a biscuit. I had pictures of biscuits.
Oh, he loves to entice him with a biscuit. It's easy to entice him. Just hold up a biscuit. That's all he wants. Biscuit and gravy.
Lurker used to call me Butter Biscuit for some fucking reason. I don't know. I had my name. We had, what was it last night? I forget what Lurker's was. I forget what I named him. But Squeaker's was Christy 2.0, and mine was Burning Burrito. That was my name last night. I don't know. We were all fucked up. But like I said, that's just my big rant. Is we're not celebrating para-unity like we should be.
I think, like I said, it'll come out. It'll come. It's just that I think right now we're still going through the honeymoon stages. We're trying to get. I mean, I can't do as much as I want to do it right now because I'm trying to get stuff done around here. But like I said,
well, you know what though, brother? It's a two-edged sword. Audience, you guys as well. I'm calling you out. Share these podcasts. Like them. It takes 3 seconds. I did it in the opening video, the intro video. I shared the shit out of this show. It doesn't take much. But just share people out.
There's shows out there, I'm gonna be honest with you, that I just particularly don't like.
So don't share
it. But no, I still share it. I still share it because I believe in the para-unity. I believe it, and I do that. And I mean, just because it's not my taste doesn't mean it's not somebody else's.
100%.
So
100%, and
that's what I believe in.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's like there's a lot of people that are preaching para-unity, but to share something, it's like twisting their arm or hitting the like button. It's like I go through and I look at a lot of different shows on top of catching up on everybody else's shows. And if I like something, if I see something, I'll hit them a like. Or if I see, you know what I honestly do? I look up paranormal on YouTube, and I look for those people who have 2 subscribers, 3 subscribers, 10, and I'll subscribe to them because I know how much that one extra subscriber means.
Yep.
And then I'll just share them out. You know, I think that's what we all need to do.
I mean, I'll do anything I could possibly do to help someone in the field, and who also does these podcast shows. Yeah. I'll give you a prime example. Tuesday night, Ane Shin, who does readings by Ane. She's a psychic medium. She's a medium.
Yep.
She was in Facebook jail for some reason, and
breathing,
probably.
I'm getting tired of Facebook.
And she couldn't get in, and she couldn't do anything. So I did it for her. I put her on StreamYard. I don't have her openings and all that stuff, but I went ahead with a cold opening, and she was able to do her show. And I mean, that's what you do. You help others out because you want to treat people like you want to be treated, the way I see it.
Yep.
And I try to help out as many people as I can. And I believe in working together, sharing evidence, doing whatever it takes, because that's how this field is going to grow.
100%, brother.
And that's what we need to do. We need to grow.
100%. And you know, we've spoken before about the haters. If somebody's acting like a hater, real easy, hit the block button, fuck them, who cares?
Right.
But it's the other side of that too. It's, you know, I mean, me personally, I can't sit here and say, you know, para-unity, but I don't support these newer podcasts. I don't support these newer teams. I can't preach it if I don't practice it.
Right.
And it becomes a way of life. I mean, I know George was in here earlier. You're saying, you know, he's really into para-unity. He strives and he lives for it. And that's the thing. We all have to be like that. We all have to. I'm not saying George is perfect because I don't know the guy, but it's a lifestyle. Para-unity is a lifestyle.
I'm going to ask George to come on the Pitre Dish and see if he'll come on and just to hear the man talk.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a bad person in the world to him. Everybody is awesome. And he's such a positive person. He has such a positive personality, and you just fall in love with the man. You do, and I can't preach enough about him. I can't. And
I'd love to get him on the Paracrew podcast.
Yeah,
pick his brain, but that's the thing.
He does a show with Angela. It was Mitchell. I don't know what her married name is. I have to go back and look. But she lives in Colorado now. She used to live here, and she does a podcast with her, and it's independent. You know, they just do it on their own. They do, and they got a good strong following.
That's good.
And it, you know, and it's like, I think it's awesome. I mean, what they're doing, the type of work that they're doing. I mean, Car, yeah, George. I mean, he's like I say, I can't talk enough about the man. The man, he's an awesome individual. He's a motivational speaker. I mean, he just to hear him, he motivates you to do something. So, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get him on.
Sounds like my type of guy. Great, but no.
But I want to get Mike Rogers first, and then I'll talk to George.
But no, brother, that's my rant. It's it's not really a rant. It's an anti-rant. It's just I love everything that you guys have been doing. I love everything Parapost is doing.
We love what y'all doing. I mean, Brian, he when he did Parapost, he's got something special. And I mean, I could see where he was kind of at first he had to think about everything and what's going on, because I mean, when you do something like this, everything. I mean, I had my own network, and it was stolen from me, but it's like your baby. It's yours. You coddle it. You want to take care of it. You don't want no harm to come to it, and that's where I understand where he's coming from when he was kind of think he had to think about everything, not just jump into something that at the flight. It's just like us when we do our shows, our podcast shows. These are our babies, our children, and we take care of our children. And it's who you trust to watch your children, who you want to come around your children. And for me to ask for you and Mackenzie and Sarah to come on, to do this, for me, that's a lot of trust. I mean, because I've seen what y'all do, and I like what y'all do, and I'm confident and I trust what y'all do.
And that goes both ways, brother. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I know Paralinks and all of us have all been working a little bit now, but I think of y'all as family. I mean, hell, I know I can contact any of y'all at any given time if I need to talk. Hell, I got to give Chrissy props. Chrissy reached out to me today to make sure I was all right. Yeah. I appreciate that. And I see...
See me, when I read your post, I thought you was working at the emergency room. I was like...
I was while I was getting seen. It was great.
Wow. Make money while you're spending it.
Well, no, see, I work security at the emergency room. We basically scan people for weapons and stuff.
Right.
And just today, I just felt like absolute shit, and I just couldn't. I could barely move. It hurt so bad, my stomach. And
Where?
And I heard shit out of her mouth all night, have we?
Well, I heard a couple words.
I'm trying to teach her how to be a better host.
Well, and here's what we'll do. You ready? No. We'll just sit here and we'll just wait. We won't continue anything until she starts talking.
It ain't gonna work.
Oh, that's some words.
It ain't gonna work.
She wasn't looking the other way. But no, seriously, no. So here's my father-in-law looked at me weird too. So when I got to work, now mind you, I already threw up. I was sweating profusely. I felt like absolute shit. My partner said, "Hey, you should probably go get checked." And I was like, "You know what? It's getting to the point where I can't do my job. So yeah, I'll just at least get looked at." And so that's what I did. I went in, registered.
It didn't make me nervous.
Would they find out what was wrong?
Just sit here like this.
Yeah. Doesn't make me nervous.
But
did you find out what was wrong?
Well, kind of. It's stress. Stress is taking a physical toll on my body. My body's basically stressing itself out because of everything.
See where you and Mackenzie, I picture it in my head. It's like if you ever watched that old Peter Sellers movies, The Pink Panther with Kato, and you're like the Pink Panther, you're Peter Sellers, and then you have your wife is Kato, and she's always on the attack. She comes at you with a knife.
I've actually pissed her off on an investigation. She's actually chased my ass down. But yeah, no, it was funny. After I got registered and they got me in the triage and all that shit, I went right back out to work, right outside of the emergency room. Sitting there working. I've got all the monitors on me, and I'm just doing my thing. They came in.
What you got to do. You got to do
I
what you
figured,
gotta
what
do.
the hell? I was there.
That's right.
But no, apparently they want me to try to relax more. And I went, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically just like I guess you could call it like an anxiety attack. But
Yeah, you lay off them energy drinks. That that
actually,
shit kill you.
I have been. I actually have been. This is only my second or third one today.
Where is
Believe
it?
it or not.
Monsters?
No, it's Amp, Mountain Dew Amp, which is kind of cool. You can just see the
I drink
Not-
Monsters.
not sponsored.
This
That's
motherfucker was like drooling when you said Monster.
No,
She
I
doesn't drink
said-
the regular Monster. She drinks the coffee Monsters.
Mm.
Yeah, like about
Loco Mocha.
if I have the money, about 8 a day.
8 a
Well-
day if she had the money. Listen,
I up until recently, I was drinking anywhere from 8 to 12 amps a day, every day,
That's a
7
lot.
days a week.
I
They
drink
actually-
Crystal Light.
They actually found trace amounts of that. Wasn't a lie. They actually found trace amounts of it in my blood work.
Jesus.
They thought I was injecting it. I was like, no.
I've seen what that shit can do, man. I've seen what it, I mean,
Coffee Monsters don't do that.
not coffee. All of them do
No,
that.
they don't. Not Coffee Monsters.
But no, I've actually cut back. I've cut back dramatically, whether it's because I haven't been feeling good or whatever. But either way, I've cut back immensely. I've only, like I said, this is only I think my third one today, which normally my third one would be before noon.
She says, I got to have coffee. We got 3 coffee makers. We got coffee coming out of the yin yang. We even got one of those 2
drink
Keurig
them when I
and
do
a regular
Red Bull.
coffee maker. She doesn't know.
I drink it when I do Hey Boo. You see me with Monsters.
Trust
See,
me,
I'm-
it rots her gut out too, man.
See, I'm too lazy for coffee. You have to mix it, sugar, cream, all that. No, fuck that. Just open the can. Just do it.
No, I need energy. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's-
too old. I'm too old. I need
I blame
energy
the
to get up. I need energy to do work.
See, for me, it's the military. In the military, we didn't have access to coffee, so we had energy drinks.
I couldn't get out of bed the other day. I didn't have no energy. Didn't have no energy drink.
Yeah, it's going into shock. Feed me more. My body's an asshole. It would do that.
Mine does that.
But I
only do it for
do.
nicotine. That's my only vice is nicotine. That's it.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with
And
you. I've even cut-
nicotine. Yeah, I
I've
like
cut
my
back.
cigarettes.
I've
I
cut
can't
back.
can't live without my cigarettes.
I just realized. I just realized my energy drinks and my cigarettes are green, so they're both invisible. That's cool.
That's
but
when
there-
we need to start getting some sponsors for these shows, man. Hell, I mean, talk to some of these people doing like I worked for Anheuser-Busch for like 24 years, and I think I could get them. But yeah, if I was to come on in and start drinking a freaking Bud Light or a Michelob or something, I mean, that would be. Can't do that.
Talk to these guys.
Maglite.
They sponsor me. They sponsor the Paracrew podcast.
That's
I
awesome.
love them. I love them. I
You
think
have to
they're.
get Coca-Cola. Monsters.
Actually, I told Jackie, you'll love this. I actually sent an email to Mountain Dew and to Pepsi,
No,
showing
like
them. I showed them the amps, the energy drinks that I drink. Showed them how many I had, and I said this was only in a week. Filled up a trash can, full trash can. I filled it up. I was like, this is just a week. This is every week. I'm drinking this many. I'm drinking 8 to 12 a day. I said, can you sponsor me or something? Some sort of freebie. And I was like, I'll even promote you. I've got a podcast. I'm pulling these many numbers, blah, blah, blah. They won't do it. I'm like, you motherfucker.
I know that Scotty Too Hottie, Scott Wilson, that does Paranormal Swamp Talk and Holy Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing another show on another network a while back, and he would eat Wendy's nuggets.
Oh, those are good.
And he'd sit down there and he He even has Christmas ornaments made of Wendy's, the little thing with the little pouch with the little nuggets coming out of it. No, yeah, he's got ornaments made like that. But he drove past Wendy's, the local Wendy's place, and they even had a big sign up there. We thank you, Scott Wilson. Blah 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 blah.
I wish Mountain Dew would do that for me. Drinking enough of your fucking product.
I'd like to get Pepsi or Coke or something like that.
I have to ask the cook man tomorrow if they were sponsored.
You don't talk to the you want to talk to the guy who orders it.
I could talk to him too. I know him
The
too.
salesman.
Because I fuss at him for
And
not
he'll
bringing
pass it
enough
on.
monsters to the store.
But
Put them in the cooler.
there is one more thing though, guys. I want to talk about if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I put a post up earlier about this, but I think you guys have heard the news by now about the Queen passing away.
Yeah.
I just want to send my personal condolences to obviously the family and everybody that it affects. Because honestly, American, I was in the U.S. Navy, but you know what? To have a leader like that, that I respect the hell out of her.
She's met every president since Eisenhower,
Mm-hmm.
except for one.
Yep.
And that was Lyndon Johnson.
Mm-hmm. She good head on her shoulder. She had a great sense of humor. I respect the hell out of her. So,
Yes.
I just want to say to everybody who's, it's affecting, you're in my thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Yes.
My brother called me right before we did the show, about a half hour before the show, actually. And about 45 minutes before the show, because I had to get in touch with Kel. Kel lives up in the upper UK, and he wants to get a newspaper from the UK about the Queen passing. And I asked her if she would get one for him. He said, yeah. So now he's got to come up where the shipping and put the paper, in the box, whatever, how they're going to do it. And
Yeah, I've been not saving, but liking all the TikToks that have been coming up about her and everything like that, because I forget who said it. I don't know if it was ABC or NBC that said that this was going to be a day like 9/11. This will be, where were you? Where were you when you heard? And it's true.
I was in a bathtub.
No, you wasn't.
Where was I?
We were talking to Chrissy, and she said, "Oh yeah, the Queen passed away." And I'm like, "No, I heard on the news she was sick or something." She goes, "No, she passed away."
Yeah, this morning she was sick, and they were having the doctors, I guess, they were releasing a statement saying that which I don't understand. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. I thought protocol was they had to keep it quiet for 24 hours, and then they announced it to the public.
I don't know.
I thought I read yesterday she was sick, and they would have
She
to
was
bring her.
she was having some movement problems or something.
Yeah. She's been sick for at least a week or two, I think. I know her health was deteriorating, and then she had some mobility issues. But from what I understand, when she was, according to what I understood, the day she passes, it's supposed to be kept secret. Only the prime minister and the heads of states will know about it. And once everybody's informed, then they bring it out to the general public, usually 24 hours later. But
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they did keep it secret.
they said she passed today.
Yeah.
They said she passed today. So that was kind of weird.
Well, maybe they just said that just to say that. Oh yeah, she passed today, but she could have been. She might have. Yeah,
But
that's what I say. Same thing, Chrissy.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. There's two different types. There's
Because it hasn't even made the papers over there yet.
yeah. Well, I know the next 10 days are going to be really rough, because I think they said it's going to cost, for her funeral and everything and all the shutdowns, it's going to cost billions of dollars.
I believe that.
Out of their economics, because their stock market closes, businesses close, basically the whole country shuts down.
Yeah.
But what was it? I think it's like Project or Operation Unicorn if she dies outside of the country. Up in Scotland is what they call it.
Mhm.
And then there's Operation London Bridge if she passes in London. So maybe it was because she passed in Scotland that it was so quick.
Yeah. then I heard today that
I heard them
uh,
say London Bridge.
I heard today that now Scotland has been on they want their independence and everything. So I mean, King
So
King Charles, which I thought it was William that was supposed to take the throne.
no,
Oh.
Charles was next in line. They just didn't know if he was going to pass it. Because he had every right to just say I don't want it and pass it on.
But that's what I thought he already did.
Well, there was so many speculation about it. They were saying that he was going to, he wasn't going to, and then it turned into, well, what name is he going to choose? Once they started saying what name is Charles going to choose, because I think he had Henry. Was it Henry? There was one name, and then it was his name, Charles. He would be Charles
George,
III.
I think.
Was it George?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I knew it was one of those names, but I know there was speculation that he wasn't sure what he was going to take because King Charles II, I guess, had a bad reputation or something happened.
Well, Henry had a bad reputation. He
No,
killed his fucking wives and shit.
Charles.
Mm-hmm.
The
But
first one and the second one, Charles, both had bad reputation.
it was bad luck, basically. It was bad luck, and they didn't think he was going to take Charles III, but I guess he is. Either way, I wish nothing but the best to the royal family.
Yeah.
And honestly, everybody, because I know it hit a lot of people hard, and you can see it.
Oh yeah,
You
she
know,
was well loved in her country.
She was well loved around the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and I know Australia was talking about separating. I know Scotland was.
Well, they still are. I just heard that today.
Well, nothing against anything, but what better reason?
Yeah.
There's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
The Queen Elizabeth loved her family. They all said that.
Yeah.
She was a great monarch. She was great. Yeah. But she was the
like
glue.
No
nope. But they're saying King Charles is going to be, really good. He's got the same values. Well, we'll see. Again, it comes down to actions. Just like in art field, it's all about the actions. You can sit here and preach it all you want, but until you follow through with it, it ain't mean shit.
That's right. Well, with that being said, it's 10:30. We did an hour parent. Well, no, about 45-minute parent.
It is not 10:30. It is 11:30.
Well, 10:30
No,
my time.
don't say that. Is it?
It's 10:30 here.
It's 10:30.
Oh, okay.
I'm an hour ahead of you, Jackie.
All right. I gotta get up now.
Stay in 10:30 though. 11:30 is not too great over
She
here.
has to be up and going out the door, but she has to be at work for 4 a.m.
God bless you. Tomorrow's my administrative day, so I'm going to be in front of this thing all day, doing paperwork and writing any random bullshit.
I got one more piece of flooring to put down, and I'm done with the floor. Just got to paint it, and then I'll start working on
flooring.
Flooring.
I thought you said porn. I'm like,
No.
you want more piece of porn to lay down?
Yeah.
Just lay all your porn down. Make instead of like vinyl records.
Shoot
just
my
lay all
movie
your
while
porn.
she's not home.
What?
But no, y'all remember that the vinyl records all on the wall?
Oh yeah.
They put clear coat over top of it. You do the same thing, but with porn DVDs.
Yeah. Why you got dolls in your room? I want to put my
I got
porn
dolls. I got Raiden and Andy.
and all that stuff you got hanging butterflies everywhere.
And I got my Grinch and I got my teddy bear that Crystal gave me.
And then and then all that butterflies.
Yeah, I got a lot of butterflies.
Well, I want to put my porn on the wall.
No, porn. No.
Oh, you could hang them for Christmas. Hang them from the ceiling.
That's okay.
But Debbie does Dallas.
Instead of
Beyond the green door.
instead of mistletoe, you hang a dick.
Plato's Retreat.
No, I don't think so.
Ass Blaster 3.
Is my stuff look like it's on Unity? No, it's butterflies.
It's butterflies.
It's Grinches.
I don't have nothing on my. I got pictures of my daughter. I got
Lights.
and pictures of my kids, and that's it. And
That's
grandkids.
because hey,
She's got to have her looking like a 12-year-old schoolgirl.
Yes.
Got her shit all over the walls.
with my computers in there, and that's where I used to do Hey Boo. So I came in here and took his spot. And I'd be
That's
like,
right.
hey, I'm Howard. No.
That's all right, Jackie. My wife does the same thing to me. I'll be at work or something, or I'll be somewhere and she does her show, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll watch and give her some love and support. And then I noticed that the green screen looks kind of familiar. I'm like, the fuck? And then she moves and I can see my chair. I'm going, that bitch is in my spot. Like, that's my computer. She's got her own setup over here, but she uses my shit.
She's got her own
Whatever.
setup in there too.
Yeah, well,
She uses my shit.
hers is literally like right here, right next to me.
Well, his can go in StreamYard because I gotta run it.
No,
I can put
that's true.
StreamYard account on your. I can put it on there.
I can get my computer out and
See,
put it
there's
somewhere
always an
else.
excuse.
I can do it in the room, but when I first started with Hey Boo, I was dark, so you couldn't see me.
That's
You just
that's
get camera, and you just gotta get you a better camera.
They'd be like, "Where's Jackie?" And I'd be like in the background. Now I ain't talking today.
But
All right. With that being said, let's cut this show and get off this thing because
no worries. But
Because now I'm
again,
starting to talk. You don't want me to talk too much now.
but definitely, guys. Again, you guys are fucking awesome. I love all you guys like family, and
we love y'all too.
Everyone in the audience, you guys are awesome as well. And these shows wouldn't be half as good without the audience. And everybody out there, do what you want to do, have fun, relax, and be yourself. That's the key to success.
And have fun doing it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Don't conform.
Well, my ass is conformed to this chair, so that's the only conforming I'll have.
I know, man. I do these podcasts. I can't even stand up straight. I'm getting old.
I didn't get Charlie Horse person here.
I ain't bought me a brand new chair, man. It's freaking. It's not a gaming chair, but I mean, it's a posturepedic chair, and it's sucker still.
Oh no, mine's one of those folding gaming chairs, and it's comfortable. Don't get me wrong, but I'm in it so much my ass literally started wearing through on it. Got a nice little ass print. But no, like I said, I just wanted you guys, and I wanted everyone to know how much I do care about everybody, and I think
we love y'all too.
And y'all are awesome.
Even Brian Laverty, we love him too.
Listen. I can't. And I can say this now without being yelled at because she said she was leaving. It's not like this is recorded. Not like this is recorded.
Yeah, she watch it. Don't be surprised you get a phone call tomorrow.
Right? Now you listen. I didn't do it.
All right, everybody. Well, thank y'all for watching. I don't know who's going to be on next week's show. I got a couple of ideas. Hopefully, I ain't got to do 3 or 4 shows. Hopefully, I ain't got to do tomorrow night's show. That'd be 4 shows this week, and I'm on vacation. I'm supposed to be taking
the first
vacation.
show?
On A. And then Swamp Talk, and then this one. Because I'm a trooper, and I love my paranormal family. So
that's why I do what I do.
That's it. And I mean, you even text me. I didn't even plan. I wasn't even planning because Chrissy said I'm gonna be by myself. I was like, no, I can't have you doing it by yourself. And I'm gonna come on with you. And then Scotty came on, and then I was like, shit, And then you texted me and you said that you needed a guest. I'm like, shit. I mean, it's like I can't win for losing.
The joys of being popular, Howard.
No, it ain't being popular. It's just I just wasn't planning on it. But anyway, well, thank y'all for watching tonight, and we'll see y'all next week. Don't forget to watch tomorrow night, The Unholy Trinity at 9:30. I have no idea what's going over there. Chrissy said she's looking for a guest. There ain't no telling who's going to be on there.
I told her to get Steven.
So it's late enough. It's late enough
Do
tonight. I might get on there too. I don't know. Be total chaos and this shit. Make a 4-day week out of this. Start all over with the vacation. Yay! All right, guys. Well, y'all have a nice evening, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Thank y'all for watching.
Bye.